This is a special presentation from News Channel Nebraska. This broadcast is presented by Currency. Currency makes financing quick, easy, and secure for machinery, ag equipment, and more. Visit gocurrency.com. Liberty First Credit Union, banking with purpose. Find out more at libertyfirstcu.com. Midway Auto. For your next vehicle, go to thinkmidway.com.
It's a beautiful day for football in central Nebraska. Glad you can be with us from Cope Stadium and Foster Field. I'm Michael Shifley. He's Scott Hoffman. And it's time for Nebraska Kearney Loper football. UNK coming into this contest with a 2-5 record, and they're taking on Missouri Western, an MIAA opponent, with a 5-2 record. Well, those records are opposites, and it's largely because of a poor road trip for UNK. Played good teams at Central Missouri, at Fort Hays State, but it just didn't go their way.
No, and in this league, there is no days off, and so you have to be on your best every week. And unfortunately for UNK, they've underachieved a little bit, made some critical turnovers and critical errors, and it's cost them.
It's first-year head coach Ryan Held for UNK, first-year head coach Tyler Fenwick for Missouri Western. He has his Griffins with a 5-2 record. What's led to that?
Well, I think part of it is the fact that Coach Fenwick was at Missouri Western as the offensive coordinator, had a lot of success previous, and he's got quite a bit of good coaching, head coaching background. He was at two places prior to coming back to Missouri Western and won both places there. I think it was just an easier transition for him than Coach Held had here.
Well, that's the situation heading into this game. Lopers need a win, and both of their wins have come at home. They hope to make it 3. We'll give you the key players and talk to Coach Held when we come back to Foster Field.
At Zollner Ford, come and see our great selection of new Ford vehicles. Whether you're looking to buy new or you need a car serviced, it's our pleasure to assist you. Our online website makes shopping even easier. Browse our massive inventory of vehicles or schedule your next maintenance appointment. We even offer drop-off and pickup services. Stop by today or visit us online at zollnerofbeatrice.com.
We're talking key players ahead of the Lopers against the Griffins, and for UNK, we're actually picking him this time. It's TJ Davis, the quarterback, the back-to-back MIAA Offensive Player of the Year. He's not going to get that award this year. He struggled at times. What needs to happen to get TJ back on track?
Well, I think TJ has really focused on his ability, or trying to improve his ability to throw the football this year. And deep down, I think it's cost him a little bit because he's sitting in the pocket a little bit more than he has in the past. And unfortunately, he's tried to force some passes in, and it's made some bad decisions for him. He needs to probably just pull that ball down and take off. That's what he does best.
Well, he's facing a defense today that leads the league in takeaways, and the player that leads the league in sacks is Dakari Streeter. He's a defensive lineman.
Dakari's a great player. He's not listed in their 2D, or he's listed as a number 2 player at defensive end, but he plays a lot and he shows up. I expect to see him quite a bit on the field today.
Those are the key players. Let's get the thoughts of the head coach when we return on News Channel Nebraska.
A new year, a fresh start, a resolution to grow more, gain more, give more. The process is the same. Plant, grow, harvest. But the way you do it is always evolving. And so are we. Aurora Cooperative. Grow, gain, give. Aurora and you.
Coach of the Nebraska Kearney Lopers, Ryan Held, with me. Coach, not the road trip you were looking for. What was this week of practice like, getting ready to be back at home?
Well, we're excited to be at home. Obviously it didn't turn out well the last 2 weeks. We just got to come out today and play well. The motto has been we have to take advantage of our opportunities. We let teams off the hook both sides of the ball. We have to be able to play 4 quarters. And if we can do that, I think we'll have a chance in this game.
This team that you're playing, they love to take the ball away from their opponent, top in the league in that. had some trouble holding on to it ourselves. What needs to happen to take care of the football?
Well, just a matter of decision making. You know, whether it's at the quarterback spot or when you catch a ball, you got to lock the ball away and make sure you bring both hands to the party and protect it, make sure it gets back to the referee. We just have to make tackles on defense. We have to make their quarterback make plays, and then we have to be able to score more points. We have not been able to do that. And again, we're in these games, but until we do that consistently, we're going to be on the short end of the stick. So it's a beautiful day today. We're lucky with that against a really good football team, and so let's go out here and get after it.
Griffins have had a good year, first-year head coach there as well. What stands out about what Missouri Western brings to the table?
Well, they're good up front, both sides of the ball. They have experience both sides of the ball returning. They hit on a quarterback kid from University of Hawaii. They have good running backs, and like you said, they take the ball away. They do different things on defense, which presents you problems. So we have to go out and execute and really play well and passionate, and it just has to mean more today.
Well, Coach, let's go get the Griffins.
Let's go get it done.
That's Ryan Held, head coach of the Nebraska Kearney Lopers. Stick around. We have starting lineups and kickoff coming up on News Channel Nebraska.
For over 40 years, Claybaugh Pharmacy has been your trusted, family-owned, full-service pharmacy. We provide traditional medical options, medical equipment, immunizations, and over-the-counter products. We take pride in going above and beyond to improve the health of our community. And to ensure you have a seamless experience, manage your profile and refills with a touch of the finger from home. Claybaugh Pharmacy in downtown Beatrice, your hometown family-owned pharmacy.
Dinsdale Automotive is celebrating our 20th anniversary. 20 years of building lifelong relationships. 20 years of providing superior customer experiences. 20 years of supporting the community. For 20 years, we've been building trust and loyalty by treating every customer like family on every visit. We're proud to serve Grand Island and the surrounding areas. Thank you for 20 great years, and we look forward to many more. Help us celebrate 20 years of service. Stop in today.
That is literally the funniest thing ever.
And then I said...
It wasn't, but this guy could use a win. Even if it's not as big of a win as I get with free Kasasa Cash checking. Kasasa Cash pays me a really high rate and refunds ATM withdrawal fees nationwide. So I feel like a queen. Has a mega bank ever made you feel that way? Or is it more like this guy? Take back banking with Kasasa Cash.
Get Kasasa checking at Liberty First Credit Union.
Welcome back to Foster Field, Cope Stadium. Michael Shively, Scott Hoffman with you ahead of the Lopers taking on the Griffins. Let's dive into it with your school spotlight brought to you by Currency. Does your business need financing for equipment, trucks, or trailers? All you need is Currency. Visit gocurrency.com. Well, there it is, the city of Kearney, about 35,000 folks. The enrollment just over 6,000 here at UNK. Gorgeous campus. And the trees starting to change colors in the distance. It's a lovely setting for football here as we move into the afternoon. As far as starting lineups are concerned, UNK, the key player, quarterback at T.J. Davis. But around that, the running back position, still trying to figure out who might get the bulk of the carries there. Jamal Joseph had his time, but Zane Schwong has really taken over and getting a lot of action at that running back spot.
You know, Zane Schwong is a kid that last year ended up kind of making a name for himself as one of the alternate running backs for the Lopers. And he's just a steady kid. He was a quarterback at Waverly High School in Nebraska. He's a good, solid football player. Not the biggest kid, not the fastest kid, but he's so reliable. So it's great to see him doing some stuff again for the Lopers this year.
Offensive line starting to get a little bit healthier, and Coach Ryan Held grateful for that. Defensively for UNK, a familiar group of Lopers there, led by Tell Spees along the defensive line. He continues to make plays game in, game out. Q Felton really had a nice performance last week against Fort Hays State, getting his hands on a lot of balls and batting them down.
Q Felton is, he's been a great player for the UNK Lopers this year. He's a transfer. He's been out of football for a year or two, but he's been a great addition. He's undersized, but he's fast, and he plays with a high motor.
Those are your starting lineups. You see the name next to number 18. That's Armani Webster, the starting cornerback. We'll be featuring him at halftime. Our weekly game day feature. UNK has won the toss. They will kick off to Missouri Western. Can't ask for much better in terms of conditions. Temperature supposed to reach about 72 today. Currently 66 degrees. The wind is, maybe up to 10 miles an hour out of the northeast. At least at the moment, not looking like the wind will be a major factor, and nothing to complain about in terms of weather. You never know what you're getting October 21st, but turns out you're getting a perfect Chamber of Commerce day in Kearney, Nebraska. Kyle Failing boots it away. It's a short kick taken from the 14 by Missouri Western, and a big return brewing. There's nobody in front of him. Off to the races is Jalen Lampley. He does get tripped up around the 30, finally pushed out at the 28. So a terrific return for Jalen Lampley. The 5'10" senior goes 58 yards on the opening kickoff to set up Missouri Western in UNK territory.
Well, that's an unfortunate beginning to the game. I know, when you defer, you win the toss, you defer, you're hoping that your kicker puts it through the end zone, they back up the offense, you get good field position, and on the very first play of the game, Missouri Western's managed to flip the field a little bit, and they're in great scoring position right now.
First-year head coach Tyler Fenwick in charge of the Griffins, who have a 5-2 record, but coming off a defeat last week, they fell at home to their arch nemesis, Northwest Missouri State. Looking to pass is Armani Eden on first down, and it's an awkward-looking pass that falls incomplete at the feet of Travion James, the wide receiver for the Griffins.
Got a little pressure on the quarterback for the UNK did. They brought a little late blitz, kind of a delayed blitz, and it got some pressure on him, and I think it cost him to throw the football not where he wanted to.
Armani Eden, a 5'10", 177-pound senior for the Griffins. His first year in St. Joseph, Missouri. Transfer from the University of Hawaii at the Division I FBS level. And on 2nd and 10, he goes play action. Jump ball, and it's hauled in. A terrific catch made by Chris Floyd.
Great catch by the young man from Missouri Western. Armani Webster had pretty good coverage right into the boundary. Young man caught the back end of the football and was able to stay in bounds for a big catch. That was a good throw and a good catch by the Missouri Western Griffins.
The 23-yard gain sets up first down and goal from the 5. And what an excellent grab by Chris Floyd. He's just a freshman as well, 6'2", 210 pounds for Mo West. Doesn't take long for them to get into the red zone thanks to that kickoff. Handoff, and Zach Schlager able to meet the back in the hole, but he spins free for a few yards. That's Cromwell to the 2.
Missouri Western's offensive philosophy, I know Coach Fenwick a little bit. They want to try to throw the ball and set up the run with the pass. And they're going to spread you out and try to distribute the football.
Seth Cromwell, the top back, with 365, make that 355 yards on the season, averaging about 51 per game. He's actually listed third on the depth chart this week, but gets the start instead. They give it to him once more. Seth Cromwell fighting, and no signal yet. He's pushed back. No. There it comes from the far sideline, and Cromwell gets in. He plunges in ahead of Jameer Jones of UNK, and a 2-yard touchdown run for Missouri Western puts the Griffins in front just 91 seconds into this game.
Looked initially like the UNK defense had him stopped, but good leg drive by the running back for Missouri Western, and he was able to get it across the goal line and score a touchdown.
Point after try. This is Cody Watson, a junior kicker. And it's through. And the special teams 58-yard return sets up an easy touchdown score for Missouri Western. They lead the Lopers 7-0 on the Aurora Cooperative scoreboard.
It's hosting season, and Ashley has everything you need to get your home hosting ready for company with guest-approved essentials starting at just $17 per month or $999.99. Plus, we offer special financing options for every budget. And right now, you can save on accessories store-wide, from minor refreshes to total overhauls. Ashley has the items needed to make your home functional, fabulous, and friends and family ready. Experience the joy of home suite hosting with help from Ashley in Kearney, Grand Island, and North Platte.
Missouri Western takes their opening drive, 4 plays, just needed to go 28 yards. They score and make it 7-zip. So the Lopers, they're going to be playing from behind, and unfortunately for Nebraska Kearney, that's a feeling that they're quite used to this season. They've had a tough time getting going early in games.
They really have, and you know, this is going to be a determining factor today, because now, you know, we'll see what UNK is made up of a little bit. They've struggled the last 2 weeks on the road. They've got a home game, and hopefully they can get something and answer the Griffins here.
Return from the 10-yard line for UNK. That's Darius Jackson bringing it back out, a 17-yard return. And here comes the Lopers offense. Mentioned it's been a tough time getting things going. That is both in the first and third quarters. Looking at the quarter scoring breakdown this year, UNK has scored 95 points in the second and fourth quarters, just 42 points in the first and third. So double the offensive production in terms of points in the second and fourth.
Yeah, you know, it just kind of shows you that you kind of wonder if the kids are focused when they come out of the locker room, both first and third quarters.
Here's Sean Johnson Jr. at quarterback. TJ Davis not on the field for first down. Anthony Villanueva, the linebacker, makes the stop, and the backup quarterback for the Lopers, Sean Johnson Jr., runs for 7 yards on first down.
There was some speculation during the week whether Sean would get to play quite a bit or not, and it's kind of surprising that there's a 2-time MIAA Offensive Player of the Year that hasn't started today. But, you know, you got to try to spur something and get something started here from the Loper offense.
He's just as fast as TJ. He's going to be tasked with making just as good a decisions or better when he's in the game today. Face some pressure. That was Ravenel, that's CJ Ravenel. He's a senior, 6'6", 290 in the face of Sean Johnson. 2nd down and 3, and a run-first quarterback. You might see some option out of Sean just like you would out of TJ Davis.
Sean's a very good athlete, and in some respects he does possess a little bit more arm talent than TJ does.
4 wide receivers split to the left, and they changed that up. This is a formation we have not seen, already run it a couple of times. Option play coming. They give it, and not much space, but breaking free and falling backwards for the first down, or near the first down markers, Demarius Hosey. Brandon Johnson with the stop for Missouri Western, and just short. 4th down and 1 yard, and an early decision for Ryan Held. He's keeping the offense out there.
That's a kind of a questionable spot. It looked to me from here that he was able to lean across that yard to gain mark.
That last fall backwards put him just near it, but according to the officials, still short. Another early motion. 12 seconds on the play clock. Johnson gets the snap. He's passing, throws incomplete on 4th down and 1, and a turnover on downs at the 37-yard line. Gives the football to Missouri Western, already up a touchdown in Loper territory.
Pretty big gamble by Coach Held and the offensive staff there to go for it on 4th down on your own 36-yard line, but you know, you're trying to make something happen. Obviously they've made some changes on the depth chart, and he's doing everything he can to try to make things go, get things turned around a little bit for the Lopers.
Ideal situation for the Griffins, starting at the 28 and now the 37. Not too bad when you're already in offense, averaging 423 yards per game.
I wouldn't be surprised if Missouri Western doesn't take a shot towards the end zone on this very first play.
Eden goes with the wide receiver screen, has it complete, almost shedding tackles as he falls forward as Tyler Carey. Joko Willis drops him after a 9-yard pickup. Well, back to the offense for UNK. If you're worried about the health of TJ Davis, I was down there for warm-ups today, and he was leading the charge. I'm looking down at the sideline right now, and he's in the middle of the huddle with his helmet on. And seems like he's okay. Health-wise, it was just a decision to go with Johnson as the starter.
And I firmly believe that Coach Held is just trying to get something spurred for the offense for UNK. I don't think it's anything against TJ Davis.
Brandon Hall gets the carry from Missouri Western, picks up the 3-yard gain and the first down. Just 4 minutes into this game, and Missouri Western nearing the red zone for the second time. On 1st and 10, Eden to the air and miscommunicates with his wide receiver along the right side, incomplete.
I think the quarterback was expecting the wide receiver to convert that route from a stop route to a fade, vertical route with press coverage. It just didn't happen. And that's one of the things that it takes a long time. As a former coach, we use the term expensive. Those things are expensive. You have to spend a lot of time in terms of receiver, quarterback being on the same page all the time, and sometimes it just misfires.
And Eden, the first-year transfer out of Hawaii, not on the same page that time. This year, though, completing just over 2/3 of his passes, 67% completion percentage, more than 1,500 yards. Has had a little issue with turning the ball over, 6 interceptions compared to 8 touchdowns through 7 games. Hands it off and ripped to the ground. Nowhere to go thanks to Quillen Felton.
Great play coming off the edge by Quinton Felton, especially coming off the backside there. It shows what kind of speed he has.
Loss of 4 on the play. Seth Cromwell, the redshirt freshman from Littleton, Colorado, swung down. At Q Felton, it feels like he's gotten better throughout the season as well, and perhaps just knocking rust off after not playing for a couple of years.
Without a doubt.
3rd down and 13 now. Lopers brought in different personnel. They're not putting anybody with their hand in the turf. Eden to pass, just a 3-man rush, and it's incomplete. Jabia Talong all over the intended target, Martin, and it's 4th down and 13 from just inside of the 30.
Great defensive surge by the Loper defense there. You know, the offense kind of put the defense in a backed up situation, so if they can convert this to a field goal or even a miss, that's got to be a win for the UNK defense.
This will be a 45-yard try for Cody Watson, one of the top kickers in the league, 8 for 11 on the season. In the 40 to 49-yard range, 3 for 4. He did hit from 47 earlier this season. This one has the distance, but it was wide. No good. The Lopers defense holds and keeps this game 7-0. What a stand.
Great sudden change by the Loper defense. The Loper defense has played pretty well all year. They've been put in some tough situations, and that was a great response right there because Missouri Western could have easily gone up 2 scores.
2 incompletions and a loss of 4 on a running play. Exactly what Tim Schaffner, the defensive coordinator for Nebraska Kearney, wanted to see. This is your first quarter, which is brought to you by our friends at John Henry's. Dan McCall and Lincoln. Michael Shifley, Scott Hoffman with you. UNK back at home. They had a couple of games on the road after winning against Washburn last time we talked to you, 27-21. But a 38-14 game on the wrong side of it at a top 25 Central Missouri club, then taking on the rivals Fort Hays State, dropped it 31-17. But they dug holes, especially in that Fort Hays game. Yep. Got down 17-0.
They actually played fairly well against Central Missouri. It's just one of those games where Central Missouri's offense was so explosive that UNK just couldn't match them score for score. But they had over 400 yards of offense in that game. And then the next week they come out to Fort Hays, whose defense leads the MIAA in total defense, but only managed to come up with 188 yards of total offense. A lot of it had to do with being put into the wind, and field position, and turnovers and those kind of things. But you'd like to see the UNK offense be more productive than that.
And it's TJ Davis who trots out at quarterback. The second drive for UNK, both of them starting at the 28-yard line. And again going with a four-wide look to one side and motioning them in to the pistol. And Davis hands off on first down, and a huge gash breaking free to the 45-yard line for UNK is Kevin Brown. Trayvon Holmes makes the stop from the safety spot. We haven't seen Kevin Brown lately, but he did find a gash for 17.
Kevin Brown's a shifty little back. He's got pretty good speed, and that was good. It's good to see UNK mixing up formations, doing some motion, trying to keep the Missouri Western defense off balance a little bit.
Brown was the starter at running back to begin this season, but was out with injury for a handful of games. Now back out there and showed off some speed. They fake to him, keep it on the option. Davis has no choice but to eat it. It's Grant Finley, the defensive end, 6'4", 262-pound sophomore with the tackle for loss.
If you're UNK's offense here, though, one of the key things is obviously you want to score and tie the game up, but more importantly, you've managed to flip the field a little bit. So if you do have to punt, you can put Missouri Western's offense backed up.
Going no huddle here. Second down and 11. On play action, Davis running out of time. He's getting pressured, unloads. It's caught at his ankles by Brown. Good job hauling that one in, managing 6 yards. Brought down on the play by Jaden Brown.
A little bit of pressure on TJ. That was a good decision to drop that thing off to Kevin.
Third down and 5 after the 6-yard pickup.
Justin Anatone in there at right tackle. He hasn't gotten to play very much due to some injuries this year. It's good to see him in there, but he struggled a little bit on pass protection right there.
It was a good rush by Grant Finley, who's already made a couple of plays, and UNK burns a first quarter offensive timeout. 8 minutes and 6 seconds remaining here on your Aurora Cooperative scoreboard in the first quarter. We'll pick it up with the Lopers at 3rd and 5 next.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
Well, the Lopers have struggled some in the opening quarter, as we've told you, and so one other theme in the opening quarters has been taking timeouts. A lot of them on the offensive side. There's been a few instances in which the Lopers have struggled to get lined up properly early in games.
Well, that's been an issue all year, and unfortunately they've had to use those timeouts. It's better from a coaching standpoint to make sure everybody's aware of what it is you're trying to get done, but you hate to burn those things in the first quarter when you might need them late in the half.
3rd down and 5 now, and both Davis and Sean Johnson are on the field, and they're both lining up in the backfield. So there's 2 quarterbacks in the backfield right now for 3rd down and 5. And Davis motions out to be the far right side receiver. 5 wide for the senior quarterback, Davis. Steps up, he's hit at the line of scrimmage and tries to reach his arm forward to no avail. Play made by Jaden Brown, the linebacker, a junior. And 4th down coming up. Lopers send out the punt unit and Hunter Kraus.
That was a pretty good decision by TJ, really. It looked like he was going to get the first down. The defensive end from Missouri Western did a good job of what we call retracing his steps, coming off the pass protection and making a play on TJ. Otherwise, that probably would have gone for a few yards.
Senior captain at punter, Hunter Kraus. Gets off a good-looking boot. Lampley fair catches it at the 12. So Lampley had that 58-yard return on the opening kickoff, negated that time, and the Lopers able to flip the field on a 39-yard punt. No return. UNK unable to get it into Missouri Western territory, and just 6 pass yards so far. It's been a ground attack.
Yeah, so far it has been. Of course, that's what UNK's noted for in the last few years, but that's not exactly what Coach Eldon and Coach Ellis want to do on the offense for the Lopers. But it is good to see them try to establish the run a little bit, try to keep the defense off the field and get the ground game going.
UNK defensively allowing 26 points per game, just under 400 yards. They've had moments where they've really excelled, but a couple of times when it hasn't quite been there to get the stop they need.
And defense is so hard today in today's game because of just so many multiple things that offenses do that it really does stress out defensive coordinators and puts a lot of pressure on defenses to try to shut people off. So that said, but you're right. I mean, there's been times when we had chances to get off the field and it just hasn't happened. It's kind of been a complimentary game all year for the Lopers. One side of the ball manages to make a critical error at the wrong time.
But they will have a little bit of breathing room here. The drive starting at the 12, much better than the first two, which started in Loper territory.
Now you hope that the defense can rise up like they did on the last series and get the ball back in UNK's offense's hands in good field position.
4th home game of the season for UNK. 2-1 in home matchups so far. Handoff on first down and a big hole. Stumbling for a first down and more to the 29-yard line is the ball carrier Brandon Hall before Armani Webster upends him. And that gives some breathing room after a 17-yard run.
Yeah, that makes it tough. You don't want to let them off the hook right off the bat.
Looked like UNK had a blitzer coming in that went for the quarterback, and running back able to peel off along the right side for that big gain. Hand it off again. Hall this time met at the line of scrimmage, and he lost a yard on the play. 2nd down and 11 coming up.
The previous run play, I believe, was a draw play, and Missouri Western chose right because UNK brought a blitz, and unfortunately, if you don't make that tackle, the thing's got a chance to go a little bit.
Zach Schlager with the stop. The McCook native stays in at linebacker. He's joined now by Joko Willis, who flashes onto the field to spell Big Steven Mattina, the nose tackle. Passing on 2nd down and 11. Eden running out of time, loses the football. An offensive lineman comes away with it. Jack Nicolaisen got him, and a penalty flag comes out after the play. Nicolaisen was flat on his back when that flag came out, and he's turning to his sideline clapping.
That was a late hit, definitely, by one of the O-linemen for Missouri Western. Great play by the UNK defense. Knocked that ball loose. The young man for Missouri Western was sharp enough and aware enough to make that catch, which does not go against him because that should be a fumble. I don't think that's an illegal pass.
Offensive lineman that came away with it. It wouldn't have mattered if it was a fumble or an intercept or a pass because he caught it out of the air.
True, and it was behind the line of scrimmage. So, pretty good awareness by that young man's part.
So an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against Missouri Western, that will back them up. It was after the play, so the down counts, and it goes back to the 15-yard line with the first down marker all the way at the 39.
UNK's kind of had a little bit of trouble on 3rd down and longs this year, so hopefully we can come away with a stop and, again, put the offense in good field position.
Oh, not really any defensive linemen out there. This is almost an all-linebacker look. Nicolaisen, the only D lineman. It's completed, but hit immediately. Joko Willis makes the smack against Jonas Bennett, the junior wideout for Missouri Western. They get a bit of yardage back, but it's still 4th down and long.
Well, from an offensive standpoint, sometimes it's better to just kind of dial up something that's going to get you 10 to 12 yards on something like that, just so you can, have decent field position to punt with.
Evan Williams for the first time in this game. He's the punter, averaging about 43 yards per boot. And he gets this one off to the right sideline. Not his best punt. We'll see where they mark that. It might even be into Griffin territory.
I believe it probably is. That's
it is.
He kind of shanked that a little bit. So 46-yard line, plus 46-yard line.
A 19-yard punt is all. 1st and 10 for the Lopers in Missouri Western Territory. Today's broadcast is brought to you in part by Midway Auto. Pay them a visit online, thinkmidway.com, also in person in Kearney.
Well, UNK's got good field position now, so hopefully we can do something with the football. What you want to do, to coin a phrase that Hank Stram says, matriculate that thing down the field a little bit.
Davis throws as he's getting hit, has it complete, and fighting forward is A.J. McPhee, getting about 4 yards on the play. And Dakari Streeter makes the stop, or actually Dakari Streeter was in his face. That's the defensive end who leads the league in sacks, our key player we spotlighted. And T.J. Davis heads to the sideline, or is he staying in as a wideout? Sean Johnson lining up at quarterback, and T.J. Davis at wide receiver for 2nd and 7. He's stacked along the right side is Davis. Against 3 down linemen, Johnson keeps. Sean Johnson wiggling, and he's smacked. Good hit. Brecken Manis, the sophomore middle linebacker, but still a 5-yard pickup for Johnson. It's 3rd down and 2, and they're keeping this formation. No subs.
It's critical, I think, in this. It's early in the game, but right now the UNK at least gets a 1st down here and is able to move the ball down the field.
I'm going to say it's 3 full yards he needs to pick up. A 5-wide look. Davis in motion. They fake to TJ. Johnson keeps, tries to bounce outside, reaches the football forward, and gets the 1st down with Nick Oliver grasping at his legs.
That was a play reminiscent of what Missouri Southern ran against UNK several weeks ago. So sometimes that's the best way to do it as a coach. You kind of see what somebody else is doing that was effective and maybe borrow that from them. Good play,
Colby Ellis, the offensive coordinator for UNK, he was busy at practice this week.
Yeah, they've done a lot of different little wrinkles this week, so you can tell he's had a long week in the office.
TJ split out wide, going in motion. And now he's in at quarterback. Johnson back to the sideline. Joseph is the back. They fake to him. Davis wants to throw. He goes deep to the end zone. It's caught. Touchdown, Lopers. It's Cole Brown. A 36-yard strike. And UNK is a point away from tying it up.
Reminiscent of years past. A little bit of an option fake. Some good motion again. Changing formations. Caught the defense a little bit off guard. Sold the run on a short yardage play, and it was a good throw and catch by T.J. Davis and Cole Brown.
Not too different from the touchdown we saw against Washburn here 3 weeks ago, where T.J. faked the option and found Brown along the right sideline for a touchdown. Now Kyle Failing's extra point sails through. We're tied at 7 on your Currency scoreboard.
Get 0% APR financing on remaining new Silverado 1500 crew cabs and make no payments for 90 days. Find new roads at Central Nebraska's premier GM dealer, Midway Chevrolet Buick GMC in Kearney, or thinkmidway.com/GM.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Midway Auto. For your next vehicle, go to thinkmidway.com and by News Channel Nebraska. Follow us on Twitter at NCN Sports for more highlights, interviews, rankings, and our full schedule.
Here it is, the touchdown play. Fake to Jamal Joseph. Plant your feet. And a beautiful ball thrown to Cole Brown, who had a step on the defensive back, and a pretty way to get 6.
Oh, exactly. And what you saw there was the safeties for Missouri Western were so focused on TJ running the football that they bid up, and Cole Brown was able to get inside leverage on the skinny post, and it was a great throw by TJ, great catch by Cole for a touchdown.
4th touchdown reception for Cole Brown. That's the best mark on the team for TJ Davis. 10 passing touchdowns on the year. Fair caught by Lampley at the goal line. Good boot by Failing. And a touchback. The momentum has shifted. Now the home team starting to feel a lot better about this game. Just moments ago, we were 4 minutes in. It was 7-0, and Missouri Western was nearing the red zone.
Yeah, could have had a chance to go up by 2 scores. And again, the defense for UNK came up with a huge stop and have done some great things here in the last 2 series against Missouri Western's offense.
That drive, 4 plays, 46 yards. It took 2 minutes and 11 seconds for the Nebraska Kearney offense. The Griffins look to respond. The team averaging 41 per game. They certainly have the ability to respond. And Eden passing on first down, has it complete. Jabia Talong wraps up Travion James, the junior wideout, after an 8-yard gain.
Good job by the wide receiver from Missouri Western getting inside leverage on Jabia there and able to come away with a good catch.
2nd down and 1. It was a 9-yard gain. And in comes Steven Mattina to clog up the middle. 6'5", 360-pounder. Eden, hands off, breaking it to the outside, getting the first down easily. That's Cromwell again, and Seth Cromwell scoots up to the 45 for a pickup of 11.
They were able to kind of crush the defensive line down inside, the linebackers, and then we didn't have a force player that showed up right away, and unfortunately that popped for a pretty good sized gain for Missouri Western.
Strong start to this possession. 2 plays, 20 yards. And there's Cromwell once again. Cromwell sidesteps a defender, falling forward into the second level before he's pushed out by Treo Gwynn at the 37.
That little play that Missouri Western runs on film this week, I noticed that's probably their lead run play. They like to pull the backside guard, almost like a power play, and they're able to gap down, and it usually springs something off the edge.
19-yard pickup. Parker Wise enters, so does C.J. Keel for Nebraska Kearney. At a 1st down and 10. The Griffins moving swiftly into Loper territory. Quick pass, right side, off-balance catch, and doing a good job to move forward and get a couple of yards.
Good job by the defensive secondary there that time of forcing him back inside to where the safeties were out to help clean that up.
That was Lampley on the catch, Keel on the tackle, 2nd down and 8. Something UNK has done often, or really consistently, I should say, through this season. Change out personnel on defense. Yes. Almost every chance they get, they're swapping in bodies.
And they do have a fairly deep defense in terms of the number of players that are on the field.
Eden claps his hands ahead of 2nd and 8. On play action, able to find a way to get that through the outstretched arms of Joko Willis. And it's caught for a 7-yard pickup.
A pretty good job by Armani Webster keeping that from becoming a 1st down, but it is going to be a 3rd and short situation here.
Webster already busy today. He's really been a tackling machine in recent weeks. 3rd tackle of the afternoon, tops on the team. 3rd down and 1. And a timeout taken. Is this UNK's defense? End of quarter. We have reached the end of 1 quarter of action. And a big play to start quarter number 2 coming up. We're all knotted up, 7 apiece in MIAA action. UNK hosting Missouri Western.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. By Central Nebraska Orthopedics, dedicated to the motion of life. And by Region 4 Behavioral Health, quality mental health and substance abuse services.
Michael Shively, Scott Hoffman with you. Glad you could join us. Man, it's beautiful outside. About 68 degrees. Gentle wind blowing towards us in the press box.
It can get much better than this in late October for the plains here.
Yeah, no complaints on the weather. And good attendance as well. It filled up a little bit. Those noon kickoffs always hard, but fans coming in and filling up the bleachers. Band in full strength today. 3rd down and 1 for a drive that started at their own 25. A lot of it on the ground, 30 of the 48 yards this possession. And a different look at quarterback Cody Watson. Tosses it, and Seth Cromwell breaks free from a tackler into the red zone. And pardon me, that was Reagan Jones at quarterback for that snap. Armani Webster corrals Cromwell, but we keep saying his name, and when the corner's making the stop on a run play, it's a sign that it's gone for some yards.
Right. Yeah, Armani, even he is the boundary side corner, so he's going to be more involved in the run game, but you definitely don't want to see your cornerbacks leading the team in tackles.
Still sticking with Jones at quarterback here. Jones tosses to Cromwell. Cromwell finds some space, navigates for 5 yards to the 10. It's 2nd down and 5.
Missouri Western's lined up in what we call 32 personnel, 3 tight ends, 2 backs in the backfield, and they're running the old-fashioned toss play, and it's gashing the UNK defense for the last 2 plays for sure. Probably not something that they're ready for.
UNK has flashed lots of new looks offensively. Now Missouri Western running a play with a fullback who's actually got to be a tight end or a lineman. Cromwell this time spins forward for 4, gets to the 7, and it's 3rd down and 1.
91 for Missouri Western. Grant Finley's listed as a defensive lineman, 6'4", 262 pounds. They've got him lined up at fullback, and that's a large fullback coming at you.
He made a couple of plays pressuring the quarterback, and now he's at fullback. 9th play of the drive, and the 4th in a row from this formation. Toss to Cromwell on 3rd and 1. Cromwell strung out. He's met and pushed back. Getting him at the line is Chris Valdez for UNK, and it's 4th down.
Good play by UNK there. So the Missouri Western kind of went to the well one too many times. It'll be interesting to see if they go for it here on 4th or try to kick a field goal.
Kicking team has not emerged, and they're sticking with this personnel grouping. Reagan Jones, the junior backup quarterback, still in there. He's been tossing to Cromwell on the right side exclusively. They give to the fullback, and it's going to be close. It's Finley with the carry, and signaling, Quillen Felton says they stopped him. We'll wait for the officials to give word. Parker Wise, the linebacker, jetting in, and the redshirt freshman, giving up about 30 pounds, makes the stop against Finley. They gave it to the defensive end on the fullback dive, and Wise was there to stop it.
I'm kind of surprised that Coach Fenwick came out and tried to establish that series right there. I mean, that's good coaching, but that's some old school student body right, and then try to get you to overplay the tailback and hand the ball to the fullback. It's a great job by the interior of the Loper defensive line there.
About the first 3 or so plays from that formation worked perfectly.
Yes.
The next 3 did not.
Yeah.
UNK's defense adjusted and forces a turnover on downs. They'll take over at their own 6. Lots of motion pre-snap once again. And it's Davis handing off. No room to work. CJ Ravenel again in there to stop the ball carrier Kevin Brown.
Lost 2, it looks like.
Couple of yard loss.
Well, now it's critical because the field is flipped again, so now UNK's backed up, and they're going to have to try to get some yardage here so that they can get a decent amount of field position to punt if they have to.
Sev Foster one-on-one on the left side of the field. And it's an option play. Davis shows off his jets. And TJ turns the corner against a linebacker and gets a good pickup to the 15-yard line. That's 10 yards to set up 3rd down and 2.
TJ definitely showed some speed on that because they had pretty good leverage on him, but you know TJ's got a lot of foot speed, so it was good.
This is your second quarter here on News Channel Nebraska, brought to you by O Street Carpet. Steve Carper and the crew at O Street Carpet. 3rd down and 1 for Nebraska Kearney, trying to avoid a 3 and out. Handoff, and slipping forward for the necessary yardage is Brown. Kevin Brown gets a couple before Anthony Villanueva stops him on a gain of 2. It's a 1st down for UNK.
Good job by the UNK offense to punch that thing out because after the first play, they were backed up pretty good. So 2 plays in a row, we're able to get that 1st down. Great job by the offensive staff.
Moving the chains, the Lopers. Now 2 for 4 on 3rd down in this game. Pump fake at the last second, the deep ball thrown, and it's caught, hauled in.
AJ McPhee.
It's McPhee.
Great job by A.J. McPhee. That young man has a knack for making tough catches. I was fortunate enough to coach the wide receivers 2 springs ago for UNK, and that young man made more big plays in that spring than he just catches the ball in traffic. He's got great hands. He's not the fastest kid. He's not the biggest kid, but he makes great plays. That was a good throw by Sean Johnston as well.
26-yard gain. That's been his thing, McPhee. Only his 3rd catch of the season, but he's done it for 97 yards. So each play going for about 30 when McPhee's involved. Bobble on the snap. Johnson still unloads it to the left side, and Sev Foster, he's able to sprint to the Missouri Western 46.
Good awareness by Sean Johnson and Seth Foster there to make that play because that could have been a disaster.
And the chains are moving. That's a 1st down. He got the necessary yardage, a pickup of 10.
Well, you have to give UNK's offense some credit because they certainly are multiple so far in this first half. They're doing a lot of different stuff.
Johnson had a few snaps there at quarterback. Now it's Davis. TJ keeps the motion game rolling and now wants to pass. Steps forward in the pocket and drilled backwards. Huge hit, Anthony Villanueva.
Kind of the same situation as last time TJ got a sack. He dropped back off of a play action and looked to run because the pass wasn't there. It was pretty well covered, and the young man for Missouri Western did a good job of coming off his block and making a big sack on TJ there.
A deficit of 7. 2nd down and long. Zane Schwong lined up at running back. TJ rolls out with a flag on the field, turns upfield, and falls up to the 43. Would be a gain of 10 yards, but there is a penalty flag before Keenan Gaskin made the tackle.
My guess is it's got to be a false start by UNK's wide receiver or something.
Officiating crew discussing it on the far side, and they're going to check with Missouri Western's head coach Tyler Fenwick ahead of this ruling.
They seem more solid.
Lopers are heading back.
Offsides
wait, no.
by Missouri Western. Okay.
Offsides on Dakari Streeter. And UNK, so they had the option. They could take that 10-yard gain and have 3rd down and about 8, or have 2nd down and 12 if they accept the penalty. Ryan Held opts to go 2nd down and 12. with 4 split wide. Davis drops the snap, steps up in the pocket, lobs it down the middle of the field, and it's bobbled, it's caught, and it's a touchdown. With a flag flying, a 48-yard touchdown pass to Reggie Anderson.
Great job by TJ of sitting in the pocket. He was getting some pressure. He stood right in the pocket and delivered a great throw to Reggie Anderson. And, of course, it looks like to me there was a late face mask on the Missouri Western defensive player.
It was Trayvon Holmes in coverage for the Griffins.
Great to see UNK's offense come away with some plays like this. We've been waiting for this all year.
And it was a situation where TJ had some running room in front of him.
Yep.
Opted to go downfield, found the big play to Anderson right between the hashes.
I really expected him to pull it down and run it. And then when he pulled up and threw the ball, that was a great decision for a touchdown.
Second touchdown catch of the season for Reggie Anderson. The Lopers have scored 14 unanswered and have the 7-point lead on the Aurora Cooperative scoreboard.
Anything for the floor, O Street Carpet has it and more. From little feet to little paws, to updates and overhauls. From soft and cozy to durable and resilient. From something that blends in or something that's different. From DIY to custom install, O Street Carpet can help you with it all. Whatever your needs are for the floor, O Street Carpet has it and more.
Here's the touchdown play, and it was another drop snap. But look at Davis step up. Reggie Anderson running wide open, hit him in stride. A little momentary panic with the bobble, but he had it the whole way. Reggie gets touchdown number 2 on the season.
So far, UNK's kind of been able to take advantage of the middle of the field on some post cuts by wide receivers, and I don't know if the safeties from Missouri Western are coming up to defend the run with a lot of zeal, or if it's just they're out of position, but so far so good for the UNK Lopers.
A 7-play, 94-yard drive, 4 minutes and 5 seconds off the clock, but it's even more dramatic than that because the first play of that possession was a 2-yard loss on a run play, so they had 2nd and 12 from their own 4. 6 plays later, Paters.
Right, they were able to come back from that long yardage situation, run an option with TJ, then get the first down, and then from that point on, it was pretty good. Big completion to A.J. McPhee, and then, of course, the touchdown pass.
From the 1-yard line, it's Jalen Lampley. Lampley tripped up. What a terrific tackle at the 19-yard line. 17-yard return. That was thwarted by UNK. That was Nick Erickson with the tackle.
That looked like it had a chance to go. One of the things that you coach when you're coaching kick coverage is that you want your coverage team to come down in what we call waves, so that not all 10 guys are in one line, and if it breaks, it's a big play. So there's a penalty flag on the field as well.
It's a hold. So that was on Julian Williams for Missouri Western, and it was half the distance from the spot. So it occurred at the 6. The football placed at the 3, and the decision to return it from the 1 for Lampley proves costly for the Griffins.
Yeah, UNK did that last week and put themselves in a bind. It's a little bit like this situation. Sometimes it's better to just take that fair catch and get the ball on the 25-yard line, but good for UNK. Hopefully they can come up with a big stop here again.
4 down linemen, 5 linemen on the field for Nebraska Kearney. It's a handoff. Cromwell breaks free from the first and somehow sneaks away from Zach Schlager, but there's the football. It's loose, and it's recovered by the Lopers. Q Felton escapes with the football, and UNK will have it inside of the 10 at the 8 for first down and goal.
What a turn of events here for UNK in terms of the defense playing well. The offense is coming back off of on the field after a big score themselves, so hopefully they can punch something in and go up by 2 scores here.
Stephen Mattina got in there to help out Schlager. Cromwell kept fighting free. Mattina might have got a paw on that football, and Q Felton pounces on it.
You got a 6'5", 360-pound kid that's playing inside. That is just unbelievable effort on his part to get outside and cause that fumble. Great job by the UNK defense.
Yeah, the motor on Matina to keep playing. That was strung out, and you're right, coming from the nose tackle spot to come over and make a play. Now with 5 seconds on the play clock, TJ Davis runs quarterback draw, bounces it outside, and he's wrapped up at the 10 by Brandon Johnson. It's now 2nd and goal from the 10.
Any points here is a great situation for UNK, but you'd really like to see them score a touchdown and go up by 2 touchdowns as opposed to just 10 points. Missouri Western's offense is explosive, and you want to put them in as big a bind as you possibly can.
Missouri Western's defense among the best in the country in red zone defense. Opponents have scored touchdowns 13 times in 28 tries. More often than not, when a team gets to the red zone, they don't get a touchdown against Mo West. Coming in with the pressure, Takari Streeter, his league-high 9th sack, and TJ Davis is slow to get up. It's a 7-yard loss on the play, and the training staff is out to look at the 6th-year senior.
Boy, you just hate to see that.
We'll step aside as they tend to Davis. The Lopers in the red zone in quarter number 2.
Women have a 1 in 8 chance for developing breast cancer. Early detection makes a difference. Beatrice Community Hospital's Imaging Center can help with the latest technology, from screening with 3D mammography, breast MRI, breast ultrasound, and breast biopsy. All services conveniently located in the BCH's Imaging Center. Schedule your screening today. Incredible care, incredibly close.
The franchise, TJ Davis. Mr. UNK, that's what Armani Webster called him this week when talking to me. Heads to the sideline and he'll walk into the medical tent. Now they bypass that and just go back towards the table to lay down. Sean Johnson back in at QB, a spot that he spent a lot of time at today. Has 5 wide for make that 3rd and goal from the 17. And Johnson still holding, looking, takes off. Johnson inside of the 10 and brought down at the 6. A strong tackle by Keenan Gaskin, but it's 4th down and goal from the 6. Out comes the kicking unit for Nebraska Kearney and place kicker Kyle Failing.
Good decision by Sean Johnson, though. He was looking to throw that thing and then, get what you can, make a profit, and get yourself in a good position to come away with a field goal here. UNK's offensive line is really having trouble with Takari Streeter. There's a reason that he leads the league in sacks.
A 23-yard try for Failing. The kick up, and it's missed. And UNK's kicking woes in the 2023 season continue. Cannot hit from 23 yards out, and the lead stays at 7 for the Lopers.
That's really an unfortunate situation. You hate to see that. I mean, UNK had a great opportunity to go up 2 scores and to come away with no points there when you got the ball 1st and goal on the 8-yard line. You just have to make some plays when it counts.
It was from the left hash mark. It was not straight on, and the wind it's not howling like we saw a few weeks ago, but is blowing towards us here in the press box. Failing was the kicker. He took over midway through the season. Gabe Hines won the job out of camp, but struggled. 1 for 5.
Both kickers have struggled all year in terms of these kind of things, and you hate to say it. You don't want to put the point fingers at one person because it's a total team game. But really, you want your kickers to perform when they need to.
Hines 1 for 5, so Failing was the place kicker last week for the first time against Fort Hays State, and he did hit his lone try, but it was just a 26-yarder. He can't hit from 23. Today's broadcast brought to you in part by Zollner Ford Lincoln. Looking for a vehicle in southeast Nebraska? Look them up in Beatrice.
And, not just the kickers. It's kind of been the mantra for UNK all year. They've had opportunities to put points on the board or get big stops or make plays on special teams, and it just hasn't happened. There's been opportunities to make plays, and they just haven't taken care of it yet.
The Griffins scored on their opening drive. Since then, they've missed a field goal, turned the ball over via fumble, and gone 0 for 2 on 4th down. UNK's defense trying to preserve the lead after a gut punch on the missed field goal. Unable to take advantage of 1st and goal. Handoff. That's Brandon Hall, and Quillen Felton gives him a bear hug after a pickup of 5. Missouri Western now with 25 plays for 146 yards. Still averaging more than 5.5 yards per snap. And Eden is at quarterback again. This one's dropped in and out of the hands of Jonas Bennett, who had a fair bit of running room in front of him if he was able to secure it.
Yeah, to this point, Missouri Western has kind of made mistakes that's cost them just as much as UNK has. So, it's a situation where somebody's got to step up and make a play on one side of the ball or the other, and that team is probably going to end up walking away with a W here.
We saw Reagan Jones. He was running quarterback in that heavy I formation, but the starter, Armani Eden, back out for this series, now facing 3rd down and 5, throwing in the timing route, and it's caught. Good effort along the left sideline, completed to Tyler Carey. Seth Holt with the stop. And it's a 1st down for the Griffins.
Just a little flat arrow route out there. Those are tough to defend for 3-4 yard gains, and the quarterback's got to put the ball where it needs to be, but he did a good job there.
Eden, 7 for 12 passing now. Rips this one over the middle. His receiver falls down in order to catch it and gets the gain into UNK territory pending a penalty flag, sitting back at the 28. And the Lopers changing out personnel defensively, indicating they believe that's against the Griffins.
Trey O'Gwen was, and I don't think they called that, but Trey O'Gwen was signaling offensive interference, and I happened to see the play. It definitely looked like that receiver grabbed Trey, threw him to the side to get inside leverage on him, but that wasn't the play, the penalty called.
Instead, it was ineligible receiver downfield. And the penalty backs up Missouri Western to the 25 for 1st and 15. Four wide receiver formation. Tucking the football, Eden. Eden has running room, still on his feet. And scooting near the 1st down. Finally, Parker Wise deadens him after a gain of 13. 2nd and short. Eden is a capable runner. 31 carries for 99 yards. Not his specialty, but he saw a little bit of daylight and took advantage.
Yeah, definitely. And you get, it's a long yardage situation. UNK's playing the pass. They got guys dropping, and it opens up some rush lanes for the quarterback when that happens.
Handoff on 2nd and short. Met at the line, but able to reach the ball forward for a 1st down is Brandon Hall. Again, Parker Wise, the Kearney, Nebraska native, in there for the stop.
UNK is playing the interior run game a lot better than they had the 1st quarter.
Wise has emerged. He got playing time in the early part of the season, but it's evolved from just getting some snaps to he's in there on meaningful every down scenarios.
Yeah, he's had a great year, really, for a young man that wasn't seeing the field as a starter a lot, but he's making a lot of plays.
Trey O'Gwen able to get a hold of Will Schwartz. Grabs him, takes him down. The tight end out of Scotts Valley, California. Gain of 4, 2nd and 6. Sideline warning against UNK. Nothing happens on the first one of those. They'll keep an eye on it the rest of the way. Tel Spies checks in. We haven't called his name yet. The senior from Mullen, usually a game wrecker for the Loper defense. Maybe he can come up large this possession. Tossed out to the left side again with that out route. And again, it's a nice gain. Jonas Bennett still fighting Ford into UNK territory before Treyo Gwynn upends him.
Definitely a blown coverage there by UNK. The outside receiver went in, and the two defensive backs for UNK did not switch it off, and so the out cut was wide open.
12-yard gain. Handoff, Cromwell. Cromwell cuts upfield, has the first down and more, dragging Armani Webster out of bounds. Be sure to stick around for halftime, folks. Excited to bring you our halftime show, brought to you by Cunningham's Journal on the Bricks in downtown Kearney. Among the features at halftime, our weekly spotlight put on a UNK player or coach is on Armani Webster, who just made that tackle. Number 18 in blue and gold at the top of your screen. We'll learn more about him at halftime. Right now, Webster trying to preserve a 7-point lead towards the final couple of minutes of the half. But the running game has turned up for Missouri Western. Cromwell with consecutive carries to the left side for first downs. And Missouri Western is in the red zone, 1st and 10 from the 18.
There's that little power play again, and what's happening is the defensive outside player for UNK is taking that play on, and the running back for Missouri Western is able to bounce outside, and we don't have any help coming up from the secondary right now to force the play back inside.
UNK with just one timeout left. If you're thinking ahead to if they would use it to try to preserve offense, they don't really have that luxury. Quarterback keeper Eden into open space, still going, and thrown down inside the 5-yard line. Zach Schlager with the pursuit from the linebacker spot, but not before a 14-yard pickup keeps the ball moving for the Griffins.
Good play call by the Griffins. They've been focusing on that running back play, and UNK bid on it, and it's a good decision by the quarterback for Missouri Western to get a big play for him. Here it is, 1st and goal from the 3-yard line. Hopefully UNK's defense can rise up again.
12th play of the drive, and the last handful have been run plays, which have worked both to gain yards and drain clock for Missouri Western. They fake. Running out of time. Eden brought down from behind. Screaming in for the sack is Jack Johnson. The Kearney, Nebraska product makes the play.
And the quarterback's helmet came off, so they got to either have to use a timeout or he's going to have to go to the sideline for one play. You know, it's always amazing to me, and I know I was guilty of it as a head coach. Sometimes you outthink yourself. You're doing a great job of running the football down there, and you're thinking, well, you know, they're going to bite on the run. Let's throw something and surprise them, and you end up surprising yourself, unfortunately, sometimes. So great play by the UNK defense to make a play there.
2nd and goal when we return to Cope Stadium.
A partner in your everyday since 1975. Woodhouse.
Michael Shively, Scott Hoffman with you. Final minute of the opening quarter on your Currency scoreboard. 14-7 Nebraska Kearney over Missouri Western, but the Griffins have it 2nd and goal from the 10. That sack, courtesy of Jack Johnson, the first of his career. Had 3.5 tackles for loss, but comes up with that big stop. This drive that's now 13 plays, 7 of them have been run plays.
And Missouri Western's doing a good job of balancing their offense and mixing things up between the run and the pass.
Reagan Jones in at quarterback again. Armani Eden is on the sideline. Jones wants to throw. Jones getting pressure.
steps up. He's in trouble, and he's hit behind the line again. Another sack for the UNK defense, back to the 13-yard line. Tell Spees and Jack Johnson combined for that sack.
Two big plays by Jack Johnson, and it's good to see Tell Spees. Of course, he's a factor anytime.
A loss of 3. Still a couple of timeouts left for Missouri Western. They elect not to use them ahead of 3rd down and goal from the 13. An enormous moment at the end of the first half. Eden throws. It's dropped. Incomplete. 4th down. Tell Spees got pressure in the face of the quarterback, but that was right on the money. The wideout just couldn't secure it.
Tell Spees came off the edge and got after number 77, Keith Russell for Missouri Western, and actually just put him on the ground, put him right on his back.
That was a drop for Ty Harvey, the tight end. A 30-yard field goal try coming up for Cody Watson, who missed on the other side of the field earlier this game. And UNK takes its final timeout. Gonna let Watson stew about this one a little bit more with 14 seconds. Kicking game in Division II carries a question mark. We'll answer that question on the other side.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
Cody Watson has been among the best in the league this year. Came into this contest 8 for 11, connected from 47, but missed from 43 earlier today. This is from 30 yards out, virtually straight on. The wind left to right from his position. The kick partially blocked, and it flutters out of bounds. Tell Spees again. He's been an absolute monster on both punt blocks and kick blocks this season. The senior from Mullen gets his hands on it and negates the try for the Griffins.
What a great job by the UNK defense again. They gave up a big drive and rose to the occasion on goal line situation and came away shutting Missouri Western out. Great job.
The defense was facing a tough task. 1st and goal with 1:10 remaining, and Missouri Western churning out yardage. But they pushed back the Griffins with a pair of sacks and then pushed through the line of scrimmage. And how about the vertical from Tell Spees? He's been working on that leaping ability in the offseason.
TJ Davis. 300-pounder.
Not bad at all. Former Mullen Bronco. TJ Davis back out there, by the way, after missing a snap, having to leave earlier. He takes the knee, and we head to half. A thrilling game here in Kearney. UNK 14, Missouri Western 7.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Midway Auto. For your next vehicle, go to thinkmidway.com and by News Channel Nebraska. Follow us on Twitter at NCN Sports for more highlights, interviews, rankings, and our full schedule. NCN Sports is brought to you by Western Oil, your first and last stop to and from the game. By USafe Pharmacy, dedicated to the well-being of all our customers. And by Zollner Ford Lincoln, proud to be your local Ford and Lincoln dealer.
Champions are crowned each year in Lincoln. All of us at Visit Lincoln welcome the athletes, families, and fans from across Nebraska to our community. When the final whistle blows and the game ends, make sure to discover how Lincoln can make your stay even more memorable. Stop by the Visitor Center at 7th and P in the Haymarket or visit us on the web at lincoln.org. Visit Lincoln is a proud supporter of high school athletics.
If you're looking to be confident in the used vehicle you're buying, Midway's got it. Our lowest hassle-free prices every day on a great selection of Midway certified pre-owned vehicles. Buy confident at Midway Auto Dealerships in Kearney, Nebraska, or thinkmidway.com.
Armani Webster is writing the final chapter of an unlikely story. The Chicago native went from having his high school coach tweet his highlights at UNK coaches to get their attention to spending 6 years as a loper. It's made for fun reflection with the 3 other remaining members of the 2018 recruiting class.
We have come far, just as people, as players, we have all just evolved, and you can see it throughout the years. Even if you just look back, you look at tape, you look at pictures, you just look at, moments of being here. We have all evolved, and it's fun to see.
The cornerback is happy he chose Nebraska Kearney and proud that he's stuck around for his entire eligibility.
Honestly, speaking from the heart, it's been the best time of my life. It really helped me grow as a person and as a football player too. I think I've evolved so much throughout my years, becoming more, I think, patient with myself, not being so hard on myself, and understanding that everything's a process, even in life. And I kind of took that and put that into a football perspective, because sometimes you get frustrated when you feel like you should be at a certain level and you're just not there yet.
Having a player as experienced as Webster has been a big bonus for first-year secondary coach Eric Lee Jr.
His ability to see the game, and not only that, be able to teach the game to the guys that are underneath him has been a tremendous help. It makes my job just a little more easier.
One thing Webster wants to instill in the younger corners, the cutthroat mindset you need to excel at the position.
You see that dog on the other side of that fence, and you know not to touch that fence, not to go near it. You got to be that type of dog. You just got to have a mentality of you won't get beat. You can't get beat.
Throws to the left, and it's picked off. Armani Webster.
Great job.
Steps in front of the pass and muscles it away from the Ichabod target.
Webster's journey at UNK is coming to a conclusion, but the Lopers are just starting to author the story of the Ryan Held era. Webster is confident it'll be a good one.
This team always has fight. We're never going to quit, and big things are coming.
In Kearney, Michael Shifley, News Channel, Nebraska.
Other companies have the revolving door. Every time we come into Schaefer's, it's always the same people. And the big thing to me is they know you by name. They know who you are, which makes a person like myself feel just warm and welcome here. And that's what's great about Schaefer's.
Schaefer's has the essential Whirlpool appliances you need, from refrigerators and air fry ranges to laundry pairs to keep your clothes clean and sanitized at everyday low prices. At Schaefer's, we are more than just TVs and appliances.
NCN Sports is sponsored by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of the pain, not just the symptoms. Columbus Motor Company, where you'll find one low price, plain and simple, always. And by Claybaugh Pharmacy, your locally owned hometown pharmacy.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Our halftime show brought to you by Cunningham's Journal on the Bricks on 23rd Street in downtown Kearney.
Looking for a car that isn't new but is new to you? Midway's got it. Over 150 pre-owned cars, trucks, and sport utilities now at Midway in Kearney. And each comes with a 30-day exchange privilege. Midway Auto Dealerships in Kearney, Nebraska, or thinkmidway.com.
UNK is a place where quality education meets hands-on learning, and going the extra mile gets rewarded. It's a place where you can put yourself out there, reach your goals, and set new ones you never thought possible. Be yourself, but develop the best version of you. Let us show you what you're made of. Be blue, be gold, be bold. Apply now to the University of Nebraska at Kearney. Learn more at unk.edu.
A partner in your everyday. Since 1975. Woodhouse.
My brother RJ had me believe that he knew exactly what he was taking, but I don't think that during those times he was ever necessarily sober. We lost RJ at 32 to a prescription opioid overdose.
Plumbing needs attention? Trust the experts at John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electrical. No matter the size of the job, John Henry's brings extensive expertise to handle everything your home's plumbing system requires. So whether your drain is clogged, your water heater needs an upgrade, or you want to remodel your kitchen or bathroom, we're here for you. Reach out to us today and discover why, since 1996, we've proudly served families as the most reliable plumbing company in the Lincoln area. John Henry's, our family serving yours since 1996.
A partner in your everyday. Since 1975. Woodhouse.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Tom Dinsdale Auto. Celebrating 20 years, Tom Dinsdale Auto is proud to be community driven. And by News Channel Nebraska. Check us out on Twitter at NCN Sports.
For over 40 years, Claybaugh Pharmacy has been your trusted, family-owned, full-service pharmacy. We provide traditional medical options, medical equipment, immunizations, and over-the-counter products. We take pride in going above and beyond to improve the health of our community. And to ensure you have a seamless experience, manage your profile and refills with a touch of the finger from home. Claybaugh Pharmacy in downtown Beatrice, your hometown family-owned pharmacy.
At Zollner Ford, come and see our great selection of new Ford vehicles. Whether you're looking to buy new or you need a car serviced, it's our pleasure to assist you. Our online website makes shopping even easier. Browse our massive inventory of vehicles or schedule your next maintenance appointment. We even offer drop-off and pickup services. Stop by today or visit us online at zollnerofbeatrice.com.
Driving by on the highway, you'd never guess what this store holds. When you walk in, rest assured this small-town vet supply store has big city selection. There's a good chance if what you're looking for isn't in the back, they can order it for you. Luckily, you'll get the small-town friendly service and knowledgeable sales staff every step of the way. From vaccine help to renting a tux for your son's wedding. See the staff at Valley Vet Supply on Highway 36 in Marysville.
Valley Vet Supply.
UNK is a place where quality education meets hands-on learning, and going the extra mile gets rewarded. It's a place where you can put yourself out there, reach your goals, and set new ones you never thought possible. Be yourself, but develop the best version of you. Let us show you what you're made of. Be blue, be gold, be bold. Apply now to the University of Nebraska at Kearney. Learn more at unk.edu.
An entertaining first half of football at Foster Field at Cope Stadium here on the campus of the University of Nebraska-Kearney. I'm Michael Shifley. Scott Hoffman is with me. Let's take a look at your halftime highlights. See how we got to this 14-7 mark. Halftime show brought to you by Cunningham's Journal on the Bricks in downtown Kearney. UNK, not a picture-perfect start. They gave up a 58-yard kickoff return, then a prompt 28-yard touchdown drive to Missouri Western, 7-0. Then Missouri Western able to get it back into the red zone, but can't find points. UNK offensively, on third down, they turn to Sean Johnson. It's the first half where you've seen 2 guys at quarterback. Conversion there. Now passing. TJ Davis, after faking the option, finds Cole Brown for 6 big ones. The extra point was good, tied at 7 apiece. Cole now with 4 receiving touchdowns on the season. There was the handoff to the defensive lineman. Grant Finley in at fullback on 4th and 1, and he was stymied. So Sean Johnson goes to the air, going the other way, and connects with A.J. McPhee for 26 yards. Lopers moving the football, trying to take the lead. After dropping the snap, T.J. Davis steps up, finds room, and finds an open receiver. Reggie Anderson hauls it in and falls forward for the touchdown. 14-7 UNK. Now, they are looking at a chance for more points, and it's because of defense. Zach Schlager, and then coming over, making the hit, Steven Matina cleans that one up, knocks the football loose. Quillen Felton escapes with it, and UNK set up 1st down and goal. It doesn't go the Lopers' way. They move backwards, miss a field goal, but then they return the favor and block a field goal from Missouri Western to get to this point, 14-7. No shortage of action in that first half. Not the highest scoring of halves, but it wasn't from a lack of plays.
Definitely been an entertaining half, and there's been just some crazy plays on both sides of the ball. But, right now UNK's got the lead, and they should get the ball here to start the 3rd quarter. If they can take care of business and go up a couple scores, that definitely will help the cause here.
Halftime show brought to you by Cunningham's on the Bricks in Kearney. We'll have a look at your halftime statistics and a check of the MIAA scoreboard when we return to Kearney. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
Landmark Implement is your local authorized John Deere dealer. Landmark's trained and certified sales staff will help you find the right equipment for your needs. All backed by Landmark's extensive parts and service network. Whether it's a tractor, planter, combine, lawn and garden tractor, or gator, every piece of equipment in our inventory is ready to work hard for your operation. Landmark's team works together to make sure everything that is sold meets their quality standards. Stop by your local Landmark Implement or learn more at landmarkimp.com to experience the Landmark difference.
At Nebraska Orthopedic Center, they provide comprehensive orthopedic health care. Their physicians are highly skilled in all areas of orthopedic and sports medicine, including spine surgery, foot and ankle, hand and upper extremities, fracture care, and total joint replacement. Their expertise includes the medical management of injuries through physical and rehabilitative methods or surgical intervention. To schedule an appointment or to learn more about Nebraska Orthopedic Center and their family of 25 physicians, go online to nebraskaortho.com. That's nebraskaortho.com. Nebraska Orthopedic Center is your healing destination.
Tom Dinsdale Automotive is celebrating our 20th anniversary. 20 years of building lifelong relationships. 20 years of providing superior customer experiences. 20 years of supporting the community. For 20 years, we've been building trust and loyalty by treating every customer like family on every visit. We're proud to serve Grand Island and the surrounding areas. Thank you for 20 great years, and we look forward to many more. Help us celebrate 20 years of service. Stop in today.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Schaefer's. We're more than just TVs and appliances. And by News Channel Nebraska. Follow us on X at NCN Sports for highlights, interviews, rankings, and more. Our halftime show brought to you by Cunningham's Journal on the Bricks on 23rd Street in downtown Kearney.
Let your next adventure take flight in Sarpy County, Nebraska for some high-flying fun. Legendary family adventures. Out-of-this-world shopping. Star-studded evenings. And award-winning experiences. Our flights are never canceled. Stay, play, and plan your getaway at GoSarpy.com.
other companies have the revolving door. Every time we come into Schaefer's, it's always the same people. The big thing to me is they know you by name. They know who you are, which makes a person like myself feel just warm and welcome here. And that's what's great about Schaefer's.
Schaefer's has the essential Whirlpool appliances you need, from refrigerators and air fry ranges to laundry pairs to keep your clothes clean and sanitized at everyday low prices. At Schaefer's, we are more than just TVs and appliances.
We're back here in Kearney. Michael Shifley, Scott Hoffman with you, building up towards the start of half number 2 in a highly competitive MIAA matchup. There are some other games in action. Actually, there's other games in action today, just one happening right now. It's 5-2 Fort Hays State at Washburn, they're just 1-6 this year, and already in the first quarter, 7-0 Fort Hays State, the team that just beat up on the Lopers, now takes the early advantage against the Ichabods.
Coach Brown, the head coach at Fort Hays, actually came from Washburn, where he was an assistant for Coach Schurig, and so I'm sure there's a little bit of familiarity there, but Fort Hays is playing well. Coach Brown's got them playing well. They had a down year last year and the year before, and so now all of a sudden they're back, but Washburn is really struggling this year so far.
We're 5 minutes away from kickoff in the Premier. Well, actually, there's 2 Premier matchups today. Let's go with the first one. Central Missouri at home on homecoming against Emporia State. 1-loss UCM, 2-loss Emporia. Hornets got to win this one to keep their playoff hopes alive.
Definitely, and so it's a big game in Warrensburg, and that game might last 12 hours. Both teams throw the ball every play. If there's completions, the clock will keep running, but that one's there's going to be a lot of balls in the air in Warrensburg, Missouri today.
UNK's next opponent is Emporia. Will they be riding high with a top 25 road win or not? The other premier matchup today, Northwest Missouri State at home against Pittsburgh State. The Gorillas undefeated, top 5 in the nation. It hasn't been really pretty at times, though. They've let other teams play with them, including Nebraska Kearney, and if you give Northwest a chance at home, you're in trouble.
Well, with their history and just the name Northwest Missouri, as many times as they've been a playoff team and won national championships and that kind of stuff, they still have an outside chance at a playoff if they can win out. So if they can knock off Pitt at home today, who knows? I mean, they go 8-3. They might have a good chance of getting in a playoff.
They'd have some pretty impressive wins. The MIAA beats up on itself. Quick glance at the stats. 12 first downs for Missouri Western compared to 7 for UNK. And like we've seen all season, the opponent running more plays than Nebraska Kearney. It's 37-22 in that column. But Nebraska Kearney's defense has been excellent in the red zone, holding Missouri Western to just 1 for 3. They've forced a 4th down conversion and turned over the Griffins, and that's why they've held Missouri Western to just 7 points.
Hey, you think about it, really, that other than that opening kickoff that put Missouri Western in great field position, that they ended up scoring the first touchdown 90 seconds into the game, UNK's defense has risen to the occasion. They've given up some yards, but they've kept them out of the end zone, made some big plays at huge critical times. So hopefully the offense has scored a touchdown, 2 touchdowns on big plays, which of course allows the opponents to have the ball a little bit longer. But now you just kind of hope that they can take the ball on this opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive it down the field and get another score on the board.
We'll have that kickoff when we return to UNK.
Life is a wild ride. It's important to have a trusted partner along the way. Liberty First Credit Union exists to provide its members with affordable financial services. Whether it is a large purchase, a new car or home remodel, overcoming obstacles, or chasing your dreams. Financing life is what we do best. Give us a call or visit libertyfirstcu.com.
UNK is a place where quality education meets hands-on learning, and going the extra mile gets rewarded. It's a place where you can put yourself out there, reach your goals, and set new ones you never thought possible. Be yourself, but develop the best version of you. Let us show.
Picking it up off of the turf, and Darius Jackson finds some running room. He's horse-collared, but there's the penalty flag. Brought down by the back of the shoulder pads. They got that hand in the collar, did the Missouri Western Griffins, and pulled Jackson backwards. That will set up UNK with excellent field position to begin half number 2.
Kind of a poor decision on the actual kick. Jackson let the ball bounce. It's crazy how that works. So sometimes that allows things to break for you because it's like everybody kind of stops for a play on the coverage team, and there's a good return, and then of course we got the 15-yard penalty on top of it. So good field position for the Lopers here.
Believe I heard Taylor Williams as the guilty party. Is a 28-yard return. Add on the horse collar personal foul yardage, and the football is placed at midfield for TJ Davis and UNK. Loaded up on the left side of the formation for 1st and 10. It's an option with Demarius Hosey, and Hosey is eaten alive. Dakari Streeter has been wreaking havoc from the lineman spot, and the league leader in sacks gets a TFL, a loss of 10 on 1st down, and a good field position turns into 2nd and 20 in a hurry.
Without a doubt. Now UNK tried to run a counter option there. The critical part of that is Streeter for Missouri Western should not have been the option key on that. But we had a poor block. He got free on the edge, and TJ had to pitch off of him, and that's where the play broke down.
So Davis looking to throw, tucks it, now runs the quarterback draw, has a huge hole. TJ Davis in space, and he plows over a defender as a penalty flag flies at the 1st down marker. It was Cameron Langford making the tackle, and we'll judge this laundry that's hanging behind the play. What a break for the Griffins that would be if it negates a 1st down run on 2nd and 20. And it will. It's against Hunter Hayes, the center for the Lopers.
Oh, you hate to see that. It was good to see TJ not hesitate to pull the ball down and run. But now all of a sudden you're 2nd and 30.
Oh, it was spot foul. So
that's true.
The hold was called downfield.
Right. Yeah, my apologies.
So Hayes blocking downfield, called for the hold. That's painful for UNK. It's back to 2nd and 21 instead of 1st down at the 40. Davis, this time holding in the pocket. Throws. It's deep and it's incomplete. Trying for Reggie Anderson at the 25. It's Langford in coverage for Missouri Western, and the Lopers are backed up at 3rd and 21.
Yeah, you take that shot. Those are low percentage completions, and the ball kind of hung up there. Now Reggie's nicked up a little bit. And so now we got a 3rd and 20. That's kind of been the UNK mantra all season, coming out of the locker room in 3rd down, and the inability to get 1st downs and march the ball down the field. And so all of a sudden now we got a huge 3rd down play and then the following play we might have to turn the ball back to Missouri Western.
Davis in trouble, looking to create. Throws to Hosey. Hosey makes the grab at the 40, and he's swung down by Keenan Gaskin. And just got 2 yards out of it. It's 4th down and 19.
Dakari Streeter again. That young man is a force to be reckoned with off the edge.
So the holding penalty shuts down the Nebraska Kearney offense. Just their 2nd penalty of the day, but a costly one. That's 2 penalties for 27 yards against the Lopers in this game. Hunter Kraus back on, had a 38-yarder that was fair cut inside the 20 back in the 1st half. Barely got that one away. It takes a Loper hop at the 28, sideways out of bounds around the 25. That'll be about a 36 or so yard kick for Hunter Hayes. 38-yard boot. He's consistent. The man from Sargent gets it done, and despite the terrific field position, the Lopers give it back to Missouri Western at the 25.
A good job by Hunter Krause to get that ball off because there was a lot of pressure coming there.
That was right up in his face.
Yeah.
Missouri Western's offense netted just 7 points in the first half, despite charging forward for pretty good total yardage, 212. They out-yarded the Lopers by about 40. They've done much of their work on the ground. This time, the quick pass to Travion James, and the junior sprints forward before C.J. Keel gets him past the first down marker. 10-yard pickup.
UNK's corner should have stayed outside that time and forced the receiver back inside to the help. He took a wrong angle, and it allowed Missouri Western to get a first down on that.
Swing pass. It's dropped a little low on that delivery to Brandon Hall on the left side. There's been a few of those where Missouri Western targets have had opportunities to make catches and have failed to do it. Loper down on the field. Was that Felton? Slow to get up. Yep, Q Felton. He keeps trying and can't quite get up. So we'll step aside as they look at Quillen Felton, the defensive lineman for UNK. 7-point Clippers in the third quarter.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
It looked a little awkward initially for Felton, but then stands up, leaps up a couple of times, and enthusiastically heads to the sideline. So we're back into action with Nebraska Kearney holding on to a 7-point lead. Couldn't get the offense churning on their opening drive of the third, trying to return the favor to the Griffins on 2nd and 10. Armani Eden pulls the ball. He's hit by Joko Willis and escapes. A pair of Division I transfers going at it, and Eden fortunate to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Good play by Joko Willis there to sniff out that zone replay by Missouri Western. I would have liked to see him get tackled behind the line of scrimmage, but still a good play and a good job of coming up and stopping him by the rest of the Loper defense.
The transfer from Auburn University made the initial hit, forces 3rd down and 10. Missouri Western 2 for 6 on 3rd. This game is all. Lopers with everybody standing up. A quick pass, and it's incomplete. There's no flags on the field. Jabia Talong on the coverage, able to stop the pass attempt intended for Caleb Martin.
Good play by Jabia Talong there. Might have been a little bit early on the contact, but as we know in the MIAA, they allow that to happen. So good job by the Loper defense again.
Zane Schwang to return this punt from Evan Williams. I feel like we say that every game, Scott. The MIAA does not call pass interference very much.
They do not.
That one could have probably been a hold, but Talong got it. Low kick, and no chance for Schwang to make a play on it. The ball dies at the 24.
Another good decision by Zane Schwang, though. The ability to make those decisions back there in terms of just catching the football or letting it go and understanding what you need to do is a critical, probably a play that, or a situation most people don't realize that those punt returners have to do.
It was a 39-yard punt, so the Lopers get the ball here in the third quarter, which is brought to you by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of pain, not just the symptoms. Checking around the league, 14-0 now the score. Fort Hays State has extended its lead against Washburn. They are underway, just kicked off in Warrensburg. They played a minute 39, Scott, and it's 7-0 Mules in front of Emporia State.
Both teams run no huddle. Both teams like to throw the ball, so that could be a track meet. There might be a lot of points on the board today.
Well, if you joined us at halftime, we played our weekly special feature spotlighting Armani Webster, the senior for UNK. And fun to realize this. The class of 2018, the recruiting class of 2018, that was 6 years ago when they graduated high school. There's still 4 members of that recruiting class on the Nebraska Kearney roster. Armani Webster is one of them. He's joined by TJ Davis, the star quarterback, starting nickelback Seth Holt, and injured offensive lineman Cooper Reese. What a class, that 2018 class.
Great job by the previous coaching staff of getting those young men here to UNK, and hats off to those young men for sticking it out during the COVID year and the coaching transition. That's really big.
We encourage you to head to our website, newschannelnebraska.com, and you'll be able to find that feature story on Armani Webster. Check that out. Really enjoyed that conversation with him this week. We'll be posting some more on social media. Some good conversation with him breaking down his interception from that Washburn game. Johnson at quarterback. Davis split wide. Johnson has a seam down the left hash mark. Sprints forward to the Loper at midfield before Cameron Langford stops him. A gain all the way to the 44.
Sean Johnson showed his speed there, and as you mentioned earlier, he and TJ Davis both probably 2 of the faster players on the team, and UNK has pretty good team speed, so that's pretty impressive. He can get up and run. He's limping a little bit, but hopefully it's nothing too major.
An 18-yard gain. They had TJ just kind of stand there out at wide receiver, but the hole was along the left side and plenty of room for Johnson to run. Now with Joseph in the backfield, they give it off to him for his first carry. Jamal Joseph is tripped up. Nice stop made by Anthony Villanueva. The linebacker has been busy this afternoon for Missouri Western, but a 4-yard gain sets up 2nd down and 6 for the Lopers.
Coach Ellis and the UNK offensive staff have done a good job of just mixing play selection and formations up and that kind of stuff today. It's really kept Missouri Western's defense a little bit off balance.
Moving the tight end from the left to the right. Davis bobbles the snap, gets it back. Davis to pass into coverage. It's caught. Was it hauled in? Inbounds? No. They were throwing to the right side, looking for the tight end, but couldn't make the play to Tuni Fifita. Taylor Williams and Jaden Brown, they were both there on the coverage.
Pretty good job by Missouri Western's defense to kind of sniff that out, because those kind of plays, they obviously take a long time, but a lot of times you end up with a receiver running wide open on those kind of things.
Lopers expected that one to work. That's the only reason you run that, with a handoff and 2 tosses. Couldn't quite get it to Fifita. He did catch it, just not in bounds. Now 3rd down and 7. Davis in trouble, steps up. He's going to try to run for it. Sidesteps some defenders. Sprinting towards the sideline, and TJ Davis does it again. Gets the 1st down, outrunning the entire Griffins defense. Nick Oliver finally pushes him to the sideline after the Lopers get the 7 yards they need.
Good job by Jamal Joseph out there, turning from a receiver to a blocker and got a critical block on the edge. TJ outran and broke a tackle, but had Jamal not made that play, I don't think it would have ended up as a 1st down.
Every other quarterback in the league, if they tried to make that, they would not have been able to. Keenan Gaskin had the angle at linebacker. Came up grasping at air. That's why he's been Offensive Player of the Year in the conference a couple times. Toss to Anderson on the option. A penalty flag comes down as a receiver and... oh my, they're really getting after it on the left side. Trey Moore is fired up, and was that a second flag that just dropped out? Trey Moore was jawing, and Moore maybe even smacking head-to-head against a coverage player from Missouri Western.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think it's probably going to be a hold on the perimeter. It was a great offensive option play by UNK that went for a long time, but now it's probably going to be a hold on the perimeter, and now an unsportsmanlike on top of it.
So Moore called for that. He was tangled up with Braden Wright, the senior corner from Missouri Western, and Wright got the better of Moore there. It moves the football back to the 48. And really could have been much worse for the Lopers. They'll take 1st and 16 after that sequence.
Yeah, they must have called offsetting personal fouls on the Missouri Western and Trey Moore.
Missouri Western's coaches next to us, concerned about the upcoming play. Davis tucks and just safely falls forward. Back to midfield. Gets a couple of yards. It's 2nd and 14 after the play made by Brandon Johnson.
Just to reiterate, though, it's good to see TJ not take too much time in the pocket and just look downfield. If it's not there, just pull it down. That's the kind of thing we were used to the last few years here, and it's good to see him kind of return to that a little bit.
Working behind the sticks this series. Penalty flags creeping up this half. They set back the Lopers on their last possession on a hold. Same story this drive. Davis throws over the middle late. It's caught.
Zorian Stanton.
And Stanton brought down by Taylor Williams at the 30. A 20-yard completion. Oh, they mark him at the 31. That's a 19-yard grab for Zorian Stanton.
Good job by the UNK offensive line. I noticed that
8th grab for Stanton.
Dakari Streeter was having a very difficult time with our right tackle, Justin Anatone, that time, and that's good to see because he's been a thorn in the UNK side all day.
No doubt about it. 2nd down after just a couple of yard pickup. Chris Floyd will make that Will Schwartz in the area defensively for the Griffins. Missouri Western 5-2, UNK 2-5. But in the MIAA, records don't mean everything. Small margin of error between these teams. The Lopers on 2nd down and 9. Give to Brown, Kevin Brown. Gets back to the line of scrimmage. A handful of defensive bodies collapse upon the ball carrier. Jeremiah Hayes was the lead tackler. 3rd down and 9 for the Loper offense. Now you might even call a run here and see if you have a manageable 4th down play.
Without a doubt. And UNK's done a pretty good job of just kind of managing the clock here this 3rd quarter.
Here's Brown. Brown bounces to the outside, and that doesn't yield much. He's wrestled to the turf by Keenan Gaskin. And 4th and 8, he got just a yard out of it. The ball is at the 29, so it would be about a 45-yard try. And they're going to try it. Kyle Failing could not connect from 23, but that was on the other side of the field. See what he can do from 46. And the Lopers are missing a blocker. UNK does not have its full offensive or full special teams unit out. And, yeah, you got to call the timeout there. Ryan Held has the headset off. He's furious along the Loper sideline. We'll take a break with him. With just under 5.5 to go in the 3rd quarter on the Aurora Cooperative scoreboard, the Lopers trying to make the lead 10.
At Zollner Ford, come and see our great selection of new Ford vehicles. Whether you're looking to buy new or you need a car serviced, it's our pleasure to assist you. Our online website makes shopping even easier. Browse our massive inventory of vehicles or schedule your next maintenance appointment. We even offer drop-off and pickup services. Stop by today or visit us online at zollnerofbeatrice.com.
Kyle Failing was the kickoff specialist a year ago, did not try field goals. That was Junior Gonzalez. He lost the job to Gabe Hines out of camp, but has now taken over partway through the season. From 46 yards out, the kick from Failing is up, and it's good. Kyle Failing converts, and the Lopers' lead grows to 10 points, 17-7 on the Currency scoreboard.
Great job by Kyle Failing there to come back after missing that kind of what you would call a chip shot earlier and drill that one right through the middle.
Lopers kick off after this.
A new year, a fresh start, a resolution to grow more, gain more, give more. The process is the same: plant, grow, harvest. But the way you do it is always evolving. And so are we, Aurora Cooperative. Grow, gain, give. Aurora and you.
(17-7) is the new score on the Aurora Cooperative scoreboard. A 10-play, 45-yard drive, 5.5 minutes off of the clock. And how about Kyle Failing? He's been on campus for a while and hasn't been able to try too many in-game field goals. Missed from 23, but it was from the hash mark. It was a tough angle into the wind. This time, going the opposite way from the middle of the field from distance, right on.
Yeah, he split the uprights on that one. So that's, that shows a lot of resilience on his part. And he's a resilient young man because he hasn't had many opportunities to kick in his career. He's been a kickoff guy, so it's great to see him come through and make a play when he needs to.
And now he'll do the honors with the ball teed up at the 35. End over end kick. And that's a touchback. He's got some muscle to that leg here in half number 2. The wind is mostly a crosswind, maybe blowing a little bit now in favor of the direction that Failing was kicking, out of the northeast. And here comes the Loper defense. They've bent. It's really what Missouri Western's defense has done this whole season. Between the 20s, the Griffins have been absolutely torn apart. They give up 428 yards a game.
Yeah.
But they've been so good at takeaways and so good in the red zone that they've held opponents to 25 points per game, and UNK has kind of copied that plan in this game.
Yeah, they've done a great job of really rising up when it came down to it, crunch time, if you will. And, they've given up some yards, but they've really managed to shut them down inside the red zone.
Armani Eden trying some one-on-one coverage, and this time he does get the holding penalty. That's on Jervin Smith in coverage for Nebraska Kearney. They were looking along the right sideline. And the tall wideout out there was Travion James.
It's a mystery every week in terms of what the officials do on pass interference in this league. Sometimes they let stuff that seems way more blatant than that go, and then they throw a flag on something like that. It didn't seem like, I think if the defensive back for UNK would have turned his head, it probably wouldn't have been a call.
Ball moves up to the 40. 15-yard pass interference call. So the University of Hawaii Rainbow Warrior transfer at quarterback goes to work, throws, and a short pass completion to the 45. It was Tyler Carey pulling it in. C.J. Keel with the stop.
Good job by C.J. He's always pretty reliable back there. He's not the fastest young man in the world to play secondary, but he does a great job of getting lined up and always seems to be where he needs to be.
Loper defense still without David Lilly, who was really coming on at that nickel spot. Handoff, and this time Cromwell tied up in the backfield. He's lucky he got back to the line of scrimmage. Zach Schlager busted that play up, and Joko Willis was there as well.
Good job by UNK on the run play because they've given up some runs here.
Just a 1-yard gain. It's 3rd and 4. Tell Spees turns to the sideline. So does Jack Johnson. They're beckoning the Loper faithful to get behind him on 3rd down and 4. Cromwell still in the backfield. 4 wide receivers for Eden, the quarterback. The transfer senior running out of time in the pocket. Keeps the play alive, throws, it's caught. What a terrific pass along the right sideline. And a completion to Travion James in front of Jervin Smith.
That was a good job by Eden, the quarterback from Missouri Western, because he got flushed out of there pretty good. That was a pretty well thrown football when you're under pressure like that.
So that moves the chains. And a third down conversion. Those have been tough to come by for Missouri Western. They were 2 for 7 before that play. Handoff Cromwell, and a diving stop by Quillen Felton from behind. He is such an athlete, listed at 6'4", 215, but that's small for a defensive end, but he is so fast and explosive, and you saw it on that leaping tackle to stop him for just a 1-yard gain.
That was that little power play again, and Missouri Western's had a lot of success. The front side of the defense did a good job of slowing him down, and Q Felton did a great job of running it down from behind.
Eden facing pressure. Blitz picked up, and the completion to Tyler Carey is shoved back by Keel. Today's broadcast is brought to you in part by United Healthcare, where small towns matter. It was a 6-yard gain through the air, 3rd down and 3. Loper's defense this season has struggled on 3rd down, allowing 44% conversion rate. Better than that today. They're trying to get off the field here. It's a handoff to Cromwell, and it's blown up. Once again, Quillen Felton coming around the outside, but there was a push up the middle with Jack Nicolaisen as well. It's a loss of 2. And 4th down means decision time for Tyler Fenwick, the first-year head coach. And with his team down 2 scores late in the 3rd quarter, the offense stays out.
You almost have to go for it here with your offense. It's you're really far away into a slight breeze, but your kicking game hasn't been exactly great today. So this is probably a good decision by Coach Fenwick.
Eden looking to throw, has it complete. Tackle made by Treo Quinn, but not before Jonas Bennett gets the necessary yardage by a couple of feet. Now 1 for 2 on 4th down. Missouri Western on a 6-yard gain. Keeps this drive alive. A 6-play drive. Eden. Complete, looking for space, James, and he's not going to find any.
Much better job by the defensive secondary that time on that play that happened previous in the start of the 3rd quarter. The defensive back took the wrong angle and allowed the wide receiver to get outside. That time, the defensive back attacked the outside leverage and forced the runner back inside where the help was at. Great job by the UNK defense.
Loss of 3, 2nd and 13. Parker Wise credited with the tackle. Eden escapes. It was not a face mask. Was grabbed somewhere. It was not at the helmet. Parker Wise again able to chase down the player with the football. It's Eden screaming out of bounds, and that counts as a sack. He was behind the line of scrimmage. That's back to the 42-yard line, a loss of a yard. It's 3rd and 13. 3rd and longer than that. It's got to be 3rd and about 16.
Good job by Joko Willis that time, though, forcing the Eden out of the pocket, and almost made a sack for an even bigger loss. So again, here we go, big 3rd down here by the UNK defense. Hopefully they can come away.
And that snap will come to start the 4th quarter. UNK wins the 3rd quarter battle 3-0. Their lead stands at 17-7 on the Aurora Cooperative scoreboard.
For over 40 years, Claybaugh Pharmacy has been your trusted, family-owned, full-service pharmacy. We provide traditional medical options, medical equipment, immunizations, and over-the-counter products. We take pride in going above and beyond to improve the health of our community. And to ensure you have a seamless experience, manage your profile and refills with a touch of the finger from home. Claybaugh Pharmacy in downtown Beatrice, your hometown family-owned pharmacy.
Third down and 15, where we resume action in quarter number 4. UNK looking for its third win of the season, its third win at home, and what would be its fourth in a row against the Griffins. UNK has had Missouri Western's number, but now both sides have a regime change. Tyler Fenwick has guided the Griffins to a 5-2 record. Ryan Held's Lopers have scuffled to 2-5, but it's UNK with the upper hand right now.
You know, you have to tip your hat to UNK because the way the last 2 weeks have gone, they could have easily just called it good, but they've come out and really competed and battled this game so far. Hopefully they can put one more quarter together and come away with the W. Between quarters here, the Lopers, the entire team gathered at midfield along the sideline, threw a football in the air, shot water out of their Gatorade squirters at the ball, and then celebrated as it crashed to the turf. That was a different look, but guys seem to have fun. I've not seen that before, and it's great to see some camaraderie and those kind of things, because a lot of times that just is what builds your culture. The 10th play of the drive, the most important. Third down and 15. Missouri Western in UNK territory. The Lopers with 4 defensive linemen out there. The Griffins with 4 wide receivers. Blitz comes. Eden escapes. Running out of time. Felton can't get to him. Eden runs for the first down. Q. Felton dove. Couldn't get his legs. Zach Schlager finally upends the quarterback after he scurries to the 24-yard line. A pickup of 18 and a critical first down for the Griffins. Good job by Eden that time getting that first down, but boy, Q Felton had him lined up. If he could have got that, it was another big sack and would have probably given UNK the football on a punt. Eden has kept things alive with his legs here this afternoon. Now throws, and it's incomplete. Dodged one there. The pass was behind his intended target. The coverage by Treo Gwynn of the Lopers. We're glad you stuck around with us to the fourth quarter, brought to you by Visit Lincoln. See and experience all that Lincoln has to offer. Discover more at lincoln.org. Another big series for the UNK defense. They've risen to the occasion so far today, but man, you keep wondering how many times they can do it. This drive started at the 43 of UNK an eternity ago. Loper defense has been on the field a lot, but with the play clock running down, Missouri Western forced to burn their first time out of the second half. We'll take one with them. 14-19 to go on the Currency scoreboard.
Tom Dinsdale Automotive is celebrating our 20th anniversary. 20 years of building lifelong relationships. 20 years of providing superior customer experiences. 20 years of supporting the community. For 20 years, we've been building trust and loyalty by treating every customer like family on every visit. We're proud to serve Grand Island and the surrounding areas. Thank you for 20 great years, and we look forward to many more. Help us celebrate 20 years of service. Stop in today.
Michael Shively, Scott Hoffman with you. Missouri Western, such a good start to this season. Tyler Fenwick has them 5-2. Came into this game with a 58-50 overall record. Was the head coach at Missouri S&T for 6 years. It's in Rolla, Missouri. Then was head coach at Southeastern Oklahoma State. They were 1-10 his first year, 9-3 his second year, the best turnaround in Division II. Now he's back at Missouri Western. dials up the run play, and Seth Cromwell is stonewalled at the line of scrimmage. Jack Nicolaisen with the stop.
Well, I think our UNK defense has kind of figured out how to corral that power play, and it's been it's by far Missouri Western's best run play. But the last couple times they've run it, they haven't had a whole lot of success with it.
2nd and 10 as the clock winds. We've entered the 4th quarter. Lopers with everybody standing up. It's a quarterback draw. Eden finds running room again at the 15. Sidesteps forward. And he's near the first. He gets the first down. Seth Holt makes the stop. Gain of 10 or 11 for the slippery senior quarterback.
For a young man that's not considered to be as much of a runner as TJ Davis, he has made some critical run plays today.
Entered this game with 99 rushing yards on the season. And today he's really excelled carrying the football. Eden with 7 carries for more than 50 yards. Had 99 yards through 7 games. That last one went for 11. Elongated mesh points, and it threw off the timing. Really held it in the gut of the back haul and wasn't able to complete it.
Good job by Armani Webster and Trail Gwynn sniffing that play out of there. I know what Missouri Western was trying to do is really elongate, like you mentioned, that mesh to try to really suck the defense up, and Trey and Armani didn't bite on it.
A 15-play drive. This drive started with 5 minutes and 21 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. And it continues. Eden going to the end zone. A push-off and a touchdown. Hauled in by Jake Berry, who in plain sight pushed off but was not called for the penalty. Good ball and a good play by the wide receiver. Just miss it off of our screen, but out of the view of the referee, and a 13-yard receiving touchdown for Missouri Western. Gets it back to a 1-possession game.
It's just what I mentioned earlier. You never know exactly. I mean, they called one against UNK early on in that drive that was a little bit questionable. That one was, in my opinion, a pretty obvious offensive pass interference push-off, but referee, same official, let it go.
And it leads to a Griffin score. They're up to 14 points. The Loper lead down to 3. UNK gets the kickoff next.
That is literally the funniest thing ever.
And then I said,
it wasn't. But this guy could use a win. Even if it's not as big of a win as I get with free Kasasa Cash checking. Kasasa Cash pays me a really high rate and refunds ATM withdrawal fees nationwide. So I feel like a queen. Has a mega bank ever made you feel that way? Or was it more like this guy? Take back banking with Kasasa Cash.
Get Kasasa checking at Liberty First Credit Union.
The legs of Armani Eden kept this drive alive for Missouri Western. Then it's his arm. He goes to the air for the scoring play to Jake Berry. A 15-play, 75-yard drive, 7 minutes and 33 seconds off the clock.
Took a ton of time off the clock there.
Looking at that touchdown again. Here it is from the back view. Eden drifts that ball off. Berry able to find a little bit of room and finds the touchdown. So Missouri Western has now run 56 plays for 282 yards compared to UNK's 36 plays for 223. So time of possession and snap count on the side of the opponent still, but the lead remains with the Lopers.
Yeah, that field goal by Kyle Failing is really showing up right now. Now UNK needs to answer. They need to come down here and put a drive together and hopefully we'll come away with some points.
For Berry, that was his 2nd touchdown reception of the season. For Eden, his 9th passing score fair caught by the Lopers. And grabbed afterwards. Nothing that leads to any flag. But here comes the UNK offense. They'll need to keep scoring in this game against the high-powered Missouri Western offense that's been held back for most of this game, but showing signs of coming alive.
Darius Jackson.
Oh, it was not a fair catch.
He kneeled down. He made his fair catch
after he caught it.
After he caught the ball.
Oh no, that's
and kneeled down.
Special
so
teams
the
blunder.
Ball is.
The referee says the fair catch wave came after he caught it, and then he took a knee. So the ball is at the 4. A critical special teams error by Nebraska Kearney. They'll have to drive 96 yards to get a touchdown. TJ Davis out of his own end zone. Throws to the sideline. Zane Schwong gets up to the 7 or 8. Langford with the stop. Let's see on this kickoff. Got it.
He needs to make that fair catch signal prior to catching the football.
Yeah, well, there's his wave. Did he do it before? We didn't see it.
He caught the ball before.
And then he waved and took the knee.
Yeah.
Mental lapses have hurt the Lopers this season. Davis running the option now. And Reggie Anderson tripped up across the 10 to the 12. 4-yard gain and 3rd down and 1. Braden Wright with a strong tackle against the shifty wide receiver Anderson. And an enormous snap here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, absolutely. UNK needs to definitely get the first down here.
You can't rationalize going for it within your own 15-yard line. So, and you don't want to give the ball to Missouri Western with good field position. So the TJ Davis straight up the middle, likely coming up. Instead, it's the option, and Davis is corralled in the backfield. And that's a sack for Jaden Brown. The Lopers punt unit will come out, and Hunter Kraus will be standing with the back of his cleats against the back of the end zone.
Critical error by UNK's kickoff return team that put UNK in a backed up situation. Now they've got to punt out of their own end zone into the wind, and Missouri Western's got a little bit of momentum. And now you're going to ask the defense to rise to the occasion one more time.
The mood shifting at Cope Stadium. What was a 10-point lead, now a precarious 3-point cushion with Hunter Kraus punting out of the end zone. It's a short kick, takes a big Loper hop, rolls near midfield, just short at the 47-yard line. A 41-yard punt by Hunter Kraus into the wind, but that's not enough to flip the field. The Griffins take over in UNK territory. We'll take a short break. UNK's defense heading out, clinging to a 3-point lead.
It's hosting season, and Ashley has everything you need to get your home hosting ready for company with guest-approved essentials starting at just $17 per month or $999.99. Plus, we offer special financing options for every budget. And right now, you can save on accessories store-wide, from minor refreshes to total overhauls. Ashley has the items needed to make your home functional, fabulous, and friends and family ready. Experience the joy of home suite hosting with help from Ashley in Kearney, Grand Island, and North Platte.
Michael Shifley, Scott Hoffman with you. 10 minutes, 34 seconds remaining on the Currency scoreboard. Today's broadcast is brought to you in part by Midway Auto. For your next vehicle, go to thinkmidway.com or give them a visit in South Kearney. The Lopers have had a couple of close games this season that haven't gone their way. The two coming to mind, Central Oklahoma and Missouri Southern. We're in a close game right here, and a somewhat fluky circumstance where a kick returner waves for the fair catch after catching the football has completely changed the field position in this game late in the contest, and the momentum flipped from a 2-score lead in the fourth quarter for the home team to a 3-point game and the home team on their heels.
Exactly, and that's kind of been the deal for the UNK Lopers all year. They've made critical mental errors at just absolutely the wrong time.
Armani Eden and Missouri Western, they've come in with confidence. 5-2 on the season. A turnaround season after having some trouble last year. And Eden, now on a pump fake, throws behind his target, who makes the catch while on the ground. What a nice grab by Carey. Tyler Carey picks up 12 yards. He's had a fine game for the Griffins.
Wow, what a good catch by that young man. I was fortunate, to say the least.
Now operating from the UNK 36. That's the 5th grab of the game for Carey. Him and James, 5 each. Eden to the air, bobbled and dropped, nearly picked off. What a lunge made by Trey O'Gwyn. That football thrown out to, is that Lampley over that way? They're trying to get it to Jake Berry, who had the touchdown catch, but not as sure-handed this time.
Yeah.
Armani Eden tossed his 9th touchdown pass earlier, but he has thrown nearly 1 interception per game. If the Lopers almost had one there on the juggle, see if they can step in front of a pass. Q Felton does get his hands on it, and the pass breakup king adds another to his ledger this season.
Yeah, it'd really be a great time for UNK to come up with an interception right now. That's not been their strong suit all season in terms of getting turnovers, so this is another critical 3rd down. Now they got to watch that Adden doesn't take the ball and start running with it, because that's what hurt him in the last drive.
That was the 6th pass breakup of the season for Q Felton from the defensive end spot. And you're right, watch for the legs of the elusive quarterback. Eden, all day in the pocket, surveys, throws, it's caught. That has the first down to the 20 and out of bounds inside of it. The completion to Jonas Bennett, shoved out by Jabea Talong, but 3rd and 10 is a conversion for the Griffins. When they've needed to make the plays in the fourth quarter, they have. That one goes for 20. First 3 quarters, they were coming up short.
Yeah. And I think part of that is that they've won 5 games. Their kids are probably a little bit more used to making plays when it counts than maybe UNK's kids this year.
And UNK's defense, while they're deep, they've been on the field a whole heck of a lot.
Yeah, they just gave up a 7-minute drive, and now they're back on the field again.
They've had to defend more than 60 plays. Tell Spees defends that one quite well. Him and Jack Johnson converge at the ball carrier Seth Cromwell, and 2nd down and 12 upcoming. How about Tell Spees? Guy that returns for another season, and he's made the best of it. He's been a force. You got to think first team all-conference consideration.
Without a doubt, he's a very consistent player, and he plays with a lot of energy and gets the rest of the guys playing with him.
Turns out it was a loss of 3. Quick pass, and the hit made right away. Nowhere to go for Bennett after the catch. It's Jameer Jones streaking in to lay the wood. 3-yard pickup.
Another long, critical 3rd down.
You're right. And you have to remember, Missouri Western 0 for 2 on field goal tries this afternoon. So the urgency kicked up even further for the Griffins. 7 seconds to snap the football. Eden stepping up, and it's dropped again. Another Griffin unable to secure the football. It was Jalen Lampley with the drop. And out comes the kicking unit, Cody Watson, trying to hit his first of the day. And this will be a 34-yard try. The wind is at his back at an angle out of the northeast. Spees got a hand on the last try. This one is up and good. And we're tied 17-17 on the Aurora Cooperative scoreboard. This one coming down to the wire in the fourth quarter on News Channel Nebraska.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Final play of that drive was the 64th play of the game for the Missouri Western offense. The drive went 8 plays, 30 yards, 3 minutes and 3 seconds. A pretty strong effort by the UNK defense after getting backed up with poor field position, but you have to hope they can have enough energy to close this out. I mean, they've been on the field for 24 more snaps than the UNK offense.
Yeah, they've done a great job so far today, but you do have to wonder how much longer can they do it.
About 6 minutes of time of possession on the side of the Griffins, but that's about to change. UNK gets possession here. What can the Loper offense make of it? They managed a field goal in the third quarter, but in the fourth quarter, the offense has only had 3 snaps.
Yeah, and of course we were backed up due to a bad decision on a kickoff return, and we're unable to come up with a third and short. Had to give the ball back. But right now the momentum's a little bit in Missouri Western's favor, but the score's still tied, and we've been doing enough offensively. If we can keep things up, we've got a chance to put another one on the board here.
Sean Johnson at quarterback. TJ Davis split to the right side. And Johnson keeps. Johnson has a hole and calmly falls forward. Nifty run to the 36, a pickup of 11. Anthony Villanueva with the tackle.
I think that's what UNK has to do, is just try to go back and keep the Griffins off balance a little bit with some of the stuff they're doing and not beat yourselves.
With this formation with Sean Johnson at quarterback, there's been more running lanes for the quarterback. When Davis is back there, the whole defense shrinks, crowds the line of scrimmage. But right now they're spreading 5 wide, and Johnson has had a little bit of space to work.
I'm sure they're focused in on number 2.
Fake the toss to Davis, and there's Sean Johnson showing off his speed. Ripped down from behind, but into Missouri Western territory to the 45. That's a gain of 19 on the run by the quarterback. Sophomore from Orlando, Florida. There's been talk since he got here that he's going to be one heck of a player someday once TJ leaves.
Without a doubt. I mean, he has a lot of talent. He's very reminiscent of TJ. Might throw the ball even a little bit better. He just doesn't have all the experience that TJ does, but it's good to see him out there getting that experience right now.
30 rush yards on 2 plays to start out this drive. Sticking with this look, Johnson fakes to the sideline, now sheds some tacklers and able to work up for a 7-yard pickup to the 38 of Missouri Western. Johnson leading the team in rushing in this game. He's nearing 100 yards on the ground. Just past the 80-yard mark. Davis still split to the right side. On 2nd and 2. No surprise, the quarterback keeps. Finds the sideline, and TJ Davis out there working as a blocker. Just as you expected.
Pretty easy play selection so far. I mean, they've gotten into 5 wide receivers. TJ Davis is out there lined up as a wide receiver, and just allowing Sean Johnson to just kind of take the ball and run with it.
We'll be talking to Coach Held after this game, hoping for a happy conversation. That's brought to you by Sarpy County Tourism. Johnson still at QB and brings Davis in motion. Nearly hit with the snap, and Johnson hit from behind. CJ Ravenel.
Just kind of some missed timing there. I don't know exactly what happened, if he brought TJ in motion too fast or what happened, but you got to be smart now. You don't want to put yourself in a bind here.
No gain, so it's 2nd and 10. Kyle Failing 1 for 2 on field goal tries today. He missed on this side of the field. Last 5 plays, all runs for Nebraska Kearney have netted 40 yards. Now on 2nd and 10, Johnson looks to pass. He's running out of time, heading towards the sideline, and just had enough height to get that off to the edge. Incomplete. 3rd down and 10.
Good decision by Sean, but yeah, you got hit pretty good there. You know, hopefully he's okay. Now we got a big 3rd down situation here.
Dakari Streeter with the pressure again, and Johnson takes off his helmet. He's heading to the sideline. TJ Davis will take this snap at quarterback. The All-American. He's been an effective passer today, 7 for 9 for 113 yards and 2 touchdowns. But he's been sacked twice and can't take one here. Davis stepping up, he's in trouble, and he's sacked. Dakari Streeter, his 2nd of the day, and MIAA leading 10 sacks on the season. That one for just a yard. Now from the 31, do the Lopers try it with Failing, or do they opt for something else? No decision yet from Ryan Held.
That play was close to going the opposite way. I mean, TJ just had a step, and Dakari Streeter was able to come off his block and just get a piece of TJ and knock him down.
The Lopers will drain this play clock down to 1. Call timeout, and then make a decision. And with 3 minutes and 16 seconds left on the Currency scoreboard, the Lopers face 4th down and 11. You won't want to miss the exciting finish coming up on News Channel Nebraska.
Get 0% APR financing on remaining new Silverado 1500 crew cabs and make no payments for 90 days. Find new roads at Central Nebraska's premier GM dealer, Midway Chevrolet Buick GMC in Kearney, or thinkmidway.com/GM.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Midway Auto. For your next vehicle, go to thinkmidway.com and by News Channel Nebraska. Follow us on Twitter at NCN Sports for more highlights, interviews, rankings, and our full schedule.
Kyle Failing taking some warm-up jaunts, swinging the leg. We expect the 6'2", 190-pound junior from Port Orchard, Washington, to try a field goal to give UNK a late lead against a team that was ranked 21st in the country heading into last week. But he's not going to. Hunter Kraus emerges instead, and the Lopers will punt from the 31 of Missouri Western. Nobody is set to receive this from Missouri Western. And it's a high kick. Angled and takes a bounce in favor of Missouri Western. Landed at the 15, caught at the 18, a 13-yard punt. The Loper defense comes out with 3 minutes and 8 seconds. And there's 2 timeouts for the Griffins.
Well, I mean, I don't second guess that decision at all. I think that's not a bad choice. You try to pin them back, hopefully inside the 5-yard line. Unfortunately, the ball was kicked into the wind. It was a high punt, and it took a bad bounce. But you still have them backed up, and there's only 3 minutes left. They have 2 timeouts. Hopefully your defense can rise to the occasion again. I've used that term a million times today, but they've done a good job so far. Hopefully they can do it one more time and get the ball back.
Nobody has made a kick on the north side of the field today. All of the makes on the south, the direction that Missouri Western is headed. And an early completion to Brandon Hall. Trejo Gwynn makes a really solid tackle, holding it to a 2-yard gain and keeping the clock churning.
UNK only has 1 timeout left, unfortunately, so they're going to have to be judicious when they use it.
Missouri Western has lived with small gains in the passing game. Their explosive plays have come in the run game. Eden has a completion and a first down. That's out to Trayvon James, but the ball's loose. Jameer Jones comes away with it. Was he down? No, yes. It's a fumble, and Nebraska Kearney has the football. He was not down, and the Lopers come away with it. Here's your replay. The ball came loose, and Jameer Jones comes away with it. The hit was made by Jerome Houston Jr. They're going to help up the Missouri Western player, and he'll head to the sideline. And UNK will have the football. 1st and 10 around the 30.
My guess is there might be a replay here.
There could be a review. Nothing from that angle said anything that would overturn it. There are cameras set up. There's one that is right next to our camera, that one that you just saw that replay from. There is an in-house review camera stationed right next to it that should have a similar look. Here's our top camera look. Hit made by Houston. And Jones takes it away. Jameer Jones takes it away. That should be confirmed according to that view from our top camera.
Good tackle by UNK secondary, and a good job by Jones pulling that ball out of there.
Now, Jerome Houston Jr., I hadn't said his name all day. And there he comes up.
That's a great job by him.
He made the tackle, but it was Jameer Jones that in the process of the tackle reached in and simply ripped the football away.
Yes, that was an excellent play by UNK.
So not only if this is ruled as standing or confirmed, from that view, from my vantage point, should be confirmed. Regardless, if it's one of those two rulings, Missouri Western will lose a timeout and have just 1 timeout remaining, in addition to the ball swinging to UNK at the 34-yard line of Missouri Western.
Exactly. And you know, again, you can't say enough about those 2 young men for UNK making that play, regardless of how this thing turns out. I think it should go UNK's way, but what a great play by those 2 players.
Tied at 17 right now on the Currency scoreboard. And all eyes on the tent on the sideline. That's where the referees are congregated, and they're watching this replay not on our cameras, but they should have similar looks. So Eden throws to the right side, and it's caught by Trayvon James. Good hit by Houston, then Jones comes in. And it looks like the ball is out before his hip hits the ground.
Definitely looked like he pulled it out of the receiver's hands before he ever went down. Great
and that was the ruling
Houston
on the field.
Yeah. Excellent tackle by Houston, and a great job by Jones of trying to pull that thing out of there.
Well, the Lopers this season defensively have forced 9 turnovers, and the offense has turned it over 12 times. That -3 turnover margin, a big contributor to the 2-5 record. But today, this would be the second forced fumble recovered by the Lopers defense. They had just 3 through the first 7 games. And the officiating crew still in the tent. They're still, I can look at them from my vantage point, and they are still looking at the tablet, reviewing this play. This is the second year of replay review in the MIAA. And they expanded it to add cameras. They've added cameras to the replay this season. At least 2 of them, in addition to the cameras built in for filming. And here is the ruling.
No.
The runner was down. The officiating crew sees something that we did not. And James was down, so that works as a first down. What an incredible turn of events in favor of Missouri Western. They retain the timeout and have 2 left. And it's back onto the backs of the Loper defense. Here is the transfer quarterback, Eden, airmailing that one. What a terrific grab going up to get that. Armani Webster on the coverage, and Barry hauls in the catch. A 9-yard gain and out of bounds. Stops the clock at 2:06 remaining.
Throwing a short outcut from the opposite hash, that takes some arm strength, but man, that ball was sailing in the air for a while.
Barry at 6'5" had to use his full frame to come down with it, and he did. Eden runs. Eden has running room. He's into Loper territory and spun down inside the 45 at the 44-yard line. A gain of 13 on the quarterback scramble. Today's broadcast is brought to you in part by Zollner Ford Lincoln.
Well, you had to figure that they were going to do that at some point in time in this last drive because that's what they had success with the last time.
Eden is changing the play. The clock is winding. 2 timeouts left for the Griffins. A completion to the 40. Keel spins the ball carrier, and Tyler Carey with another reception, able to gain 7 yards. It's 2nd and 3. Missouri Western not in a hurry. Dropped snap. Eden runs for it. Eden near the first down. He gets it. No, he's just short. He's just short. And timeout taken by Missouri Western. Tell Spees gets just enough of Eden, who was scrambling after dropping the snap. And he's brought down after 2 yards. 3rd down and 1 when we return with 35 seconds left on the Aurora Cooperative scoreboard.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. By Central Nebraska Orthopedics, dedicated to the motion of life. And by Region 4 Behavioral Health, quality mental health and substance abuse services.
It's 3rd down and 1. The Lopers and the Griffins tied at 17 with just 35 seconds left in the 4th quarter. The running back is Seth Cromwell. Eden has been slippery as a running quarterback. Needing just a yard, they give to Cromwell, and he gets it. Cromwell still fighting Ford, gets a good second push. He won't go down. The pile is moving for the Griffins inside of the 20. There's players leaping on top of it, and he finally collapses at the 14-yard line. A 20-yard run for Seth Cromwell on 3rd down and 1.
Great effort by Seth Cromwell, by the Missouri Western running back there.
And there's a Loper down. Going to stretch him out. Could be a cramping scenario. And Cromwell, with the run of the game, 3rd and 1, he carried the pile for 15 more yards.
Yeah, and in today's football, you're allowed to push running backs forward, so the O-line got in the pile and just kept it driving their legs and kept the pile going forward, unfortunately.
That's Jack Nicolaisen who's down. He'll miss this snap. Loper defense, still a chance to prevent a touchdown and force a field goal try, which is anything but a sure thing. Watson, the kicker for Missouri Western, is 1 for 3 today. He did hit from this side of the field from 34 yards out. This would be maybe a 30-yarder from here. Clock winding, 20 seconds to play. 1 timeout for the Griffins. They give to Cromwell. Cromwell leaps over the pile and cut down. He gets to the 19. Make that the 14, excuse me. No gain on the play. Q Felton with the stop. And the clock trickling down. They're just going to have to call the timeout and kick the field goal. And that's what's going to happen. Missouri Western calls timeout with 3 seconds left. We'll stay here on News Channel Nebraska ahead of a game-deciding play. Will it be overtime or a Missouri Western walk-off? That depends on the leg of Cody Watson. Tell Spees has been a menace in field goal and point after tries this season. The Loper specialist along the line has blocked multiple kicks, including one today.
Well, let's hope he can do it one more time here. I wouldn't be surprised to see Coach Held use that last time out just to try to ice the kicker one more time and make sure you got everybody set up. And hopefully somebody comes up with another big play for the UNK defense.
It's a 31-yarder out of the hold of Evan Williams. With the wind 10 miles an hour out of the northeast at the back of the kicker. And there is the timeout called by Ryan Held of Nebraska Kearney. Going to make Watson think about it some more. 6'4", one of the taller kickers you'll see. Junior for Missouri Western, hails from Yukon, Oklahoma. He has a chance to send the Griffins to 6-2 in the first season under Tyler Fenwick's leadership. This drive started back at the 14. 8 plays, 68 yards.
A couple of big plays again, a quarterback draw that went for about 15, and then that run by Cromwell that he just drug everybody with him. Couple
and
of
it
big
set
catches.
up this kick. A 31-yarder for Cody Watson of Missouri Western. It's up. And it's good. And Missouri Western scores 13 unanswered to break the Lopers' hearts at Foster Field. The Griffins improve to 6-2, and UNK takes its hardest defeat of the season, falls to a disappointing 2-6. It takes a lot to go one way or another when you're up 2 scores in the fourth quarter. And every break goes the way of the Griffins. The Lopers gave them the opportunity to create those breaks. And the team that came in with confidence escapes with a win.
Yeah, UNK had plenty of opportunities again to walk out of here with the W, but they just made a couple of critical errors at the wrong time, and hats off to Missouri Western. Their kids kept playing and kept making plays, and it paid off for them.
That final drive, 9 plays, 68 yards, 3 minutes and 8 seconds, exactly what was on the clock before the 31-yard game-winning field goal by Cody Watson. Heartbreak for UNK. We'll visit with head coach Ryan Held when we come back, just about 5 minutes from now. Then we'll have your top plays and set you up for our final home broadcast of the season. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
Anything for the floor, O Street Carpet has it and more. From little feet to little paws, to updates and overhauls. From soft and cozy to durable and resilient. From something that blends in or something that's different. From DIY to custom install, O Street Carpet can help you with it all. Whatever your needs are for the floor, O Street Carpet has it and more.
Women have a 1 in 8 chance for developing breast cancer. Early detection makes a difference. Beatrice Community Hospital's Imaging Center can help with the latest technology, from screening with 3D mammography, breast MRI, breast ultrasound, and breast biopsy. All services conveniently located in the BCH's Imaging Center. Schedule your screening today. Incredible care, incredibly close.
Partner in your everyday since 1975. Woodhouse.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Midway Auto. For your next vehicle, go to thinkmidway.com and by News Channel Nebraska. Follow us on Twitter at NCN Sports for more highlights, interviews, rankings, and our full schedule. NCN Sports is brought to you by Western Oil, your first and last stop to and from the game. By USafe Pharmacy, dedicated to the well-being of all our customers. And by Zollner Ford Lincoln, proud to be your local Ford and Lincoln dealer.
Champions are crowned each year in Lincoln. All of us at Visit Lincoln welcome the athletes, families, and fans from across Nebraska to our community. When the final whistle blows and the game ends, make sure to discover how Lincoln can make your stay even more memorable. Stop by the Visitor Center at 7th and P in the Haymarket or visit us on the web at lincoln.org. Visit Lincoln is a proud supporter of high school athletics.
If you're looking to be confident in the used vehicle you're buying, Midway's got it. Our lowest hassle-free prices every day on a great selection of Midway certified pre-owned vehicles. Buy confident at Midway Auto Dealerships in Kearney, Nebraska, or thinkmidway.com.
Other companies have the revolving door. Every time we come into Schaefer's, it's always the same people. The big thing to me is they know you by name. They know who you are, which makes a person like myself feel just warm and welcome here. And that's what's great about Schaefer's.
Schaefer's has the essential Whirlpool appliances you need, from refrigerators and air fry ranges to laundry pairs to keep your clothes clean and sanitized at everyday low prices. At Schaefer's, we are more than just TVs and appliances.
NCN Sports is sponsored by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of the pain, not just the symptoms. Columbus Motor Company, where you'll find one low price, plain and simple, always. And by Claybaugh Pharmacy, your locally owned hometown pharmacy.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Looking for a car that isn't new but is new to you? Midway's got it. Over 150 pre-owned cars, trucks, and sport utilities now at Midway in Kearney. And each comes with a 30-day exchange privilege. Midway Auto Dealerships in Kearney, Nebraska, or thinkmidway.com.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Tom Dinsdale Auto. Celebrating 20 years, Tom Dinsdale Auto is proud to be community-driven. And by News Channel Nebraska. Check us out on Twitter at NCN Sports.
Coach Ryan Held with Nebraska Kearney joining us. Coach, a tough one to take, and looking at that fourth quarter, the decision to punt it from the 31 of Missouri Western, what went into the decision?
Well, they didn't put a returner back, and I wanted to pin them deep. The issue was we only gained about 12 yards on that. You know, I wanted to put them at the 1 yard line, have to drive 99 yards and put pressure on them. Obviously, that didn't work out because we only punted it about 12 yards. So that definitely did not work out as I had planned because they didn't even have a returner back. You know, there were some special teams blunders today that really hurt us. And at the end, you know, I mean, our kids fought, you know, and that's all I can ask. And they're frustrated and agitated because they did everything we asked them to do. But again, we just have those paralyzing plays that really hurt us in the end, which then they kicked the field goal for us to lose.
Well, there's been some gut punches this season, and this one really stings. How do you get the troops ready to go for the last few?
Well, I mean, you know, what are you? Are you a competitor? Are you going to still try to get better? I mean, yeah, I mean, it's one of those deals that it's not easy when you lose those games, but you know, that's the sport we all sign up for. You're going to have the highs and then when you have the lows, you know, what are you made of? Are you going to fight and try to find a way to go? We got to go on the road against a really good Emporia State team. Again, we can compete against anybody. We just have to be able to not have those plays that end up getting us in the end.
Thanks, Coach.
Appreciate you.
It's Ryan Held, the head coach of the Lopers. We have your top plays when we come back on News Channel Nebraska.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Schaefer's. We're more than just TVs and appliances. And by News Channel Nebraska. Follow us on X at NCN Sports for highlights, interviews, rankings, and more.
For over 40 years, Claybaugh Pharmacy has been your trusted, family-owned, full-service pharmacy. We provide traditional medical options, medical equipment, immunizations, and over-the-counter products. We take pride in going above and beyond to improve the health of our community. And to ensure you have a seamless experience, manage your profile and refills with a touch of the finger from home. Claybaugh Pharmacy in downtown Beatrice, your hometown family-owned pharmacy.
At Zollner Ford, come and see our great selection of new Ford vehicles. Whether you're looking to buy new or you need a car serviced, it's our pleasure to assist you. Our online website makes shopping even easier. Browse our massive inventory of vehicles or schedule your next maintenance appointment. We even offer drop-off and pickup services. Stop by today or visit us online at zollnerofbeatrice.com.
Driving by on the highway, you'd never guess what this store holds. When you walk in, rest assured this small-town vet supply store has big city selection. There's a good chance if what you're looking for isn't in the back, they can order it for you. Luckily, you'll get the small-town friendly service and knowledgeable sales staff every step of the way. From vaccine help to renting a tux for your son's wedding. See the staff at Valley Vet Supply on Highway 36 in Marysville.
Valley Vet Supply.
UNK is a place where quality education meets hands-on learning, and going the extra mile gets rewarded. It's a place where you can put yourself out there, reach your goals, and set new ones you never thought possible. Be yourself, but develop the best version of you. Let us show you what you're made of. Be blue, be gold, be bold. Apply now to the University of Nebraska at Kearney. Learn more at unk.edu.
Landmark Implement is your local authorized John Deere dealer. Landmark's trained and certified sales staff will help you find the right equipment for your needs, all backed by Landmark's extensive parts and service network. Whether it's a tractor, planter, combine, lawn and garden tractor, or gator, every piece of equipment in our inventory is ready to work hard for your operation. Landmark's team works together to make sure everything that is sold meets their quality standards. Stop by your local Landmark Implement or learn more at landmarkimp.com to experience the Landmark difference.
At Nebraska Orthopedic Center, they provide comprehensive orthopedic health care. Their physicians are highly skilled in all areas of orthopedic and sports medicine, including spine surgery, foot and ankle, hand and upper extremities, fracture care, and total joint replacement. Their expertise includes the medical management of injuries through physical and rehabilitative methods or surgical intervention. To schedule an appointment or to learn more about Nebraska Orthopedic Center and their family of 25 physicians, go online to nebraskaortho.com. That's nebraskaortho.com. Nebraska Orthopedic Center is your healing destination.
Tom Dinsdale Automotive is celebrating our 20th anniversary. 20 years of building lifelong relationships. 20 years of providing superior customer experiences. 20 years of supporting the community. For 20 years, we've been building trust and loyalty by treating every customer like family on every visit. We're proud to serve Grand Island and the surrounding areas. Thank you for 20 great years, and we look forward to many more. Help us celebrate 20 years of service. Stop in today.
The final score in this one, 20-17 on your Aurora Cooperative and Currency scoreboard in favor of Missouri Western. They improved to 6-2. Lopers dropped to 2-6. And a tough one to take as we head to your top plays, brought to you by Currency. Does your business need help financing big-ticket items? Currency is here to help. Visit gocurrency.com for details. Nebraska Kearney playing host to Missouri Western. Opposite records, 2-5 Lopers, 5-2 Griffins. First quarter action, and Missouri Western, after taking the opening kickoff 58 yards, gets a short field and gets the scoring touchdown from just a couple of yards out, and 7-0 right away. But TJ Davis has the response, faking the option, finding Cole Brown deep down the right side on the numbers. Put it on the money. Fourth touchdown of the year for Brown. We're tied at 7. Second quarter action, the Lopers looking to add to the score, and that's exactly what they do with Davis tracking, finding Reggie Anderson. Bobbled, but he's just fine. Secures the football, flips over the side into the end zone for the score. The Lopers in front 14-7. 14-7, heading to half. Third quarter, the Lopers, with about 5 minutes remaining in the period, line up the Kyle Failing field goal, and he hits from about 45 yards out. A 46-yard field goal, capped an 11-play, 46-yard drive. Now Missouri Western, they start to move the football, getting a critical first down there, and it takes us to the fourth quarter. In the red zone, Armani Eden looking to the end zone, and some separation created by wide receiver Jake Berry. He makes the touchdown catch, and it's just a 3-point game. That takes us to later in the fourth quarter, lining up the field goal, and it's converted by Cody Watson from 34 yards out with 7.5 minutes left to tie the game at 17 apiece. Now we come to the final play of the game with 3 seconds to go. A 31-yarder drilled by Watson, and a walk-off win for Missouri Western. They score 13 unanswered to break the hearts of the Lopers and improve to 6-2. UNK drops to 2-6. Well, not included in the highlights was a bunch of plays that were one way or another, and they all broke the way of Missouri Western late in this game, whether it's a special teams decision to try to fair catch after you actually caught the ball, that flip field position, or it's a ball that came loose with the player up or down, decision made that he was down, and a couple of instances here and there change the outcome.
You know, it's just one of those things, and unfortunately that seems to be the way the ball's going to bounce for UNK this year. They had opportunity after opportunity today to kind of ice this thing and put it away, and just didn't happen. There's some mental errors, special teams a couple of critical special teams mistakes or plays that affected the outcome of the game. Missouri Western returns the opening kick off 58 yards and sets themselves up in the red zone right away. UNK's kick returner, signals fair catch after he catches the ball and then kneels down on the 4-yard line on the very first series of the third quarter and backs UNK up, and then gives Missouri Western good field position. And a punt, critical situation where Coach Held had to make a tough decision, gave up a sack, and so you've got a 4th and 10 on the 30-yard line, and do you try a field goal that's going to be iffy into the wind, or do you try to punt and pin them back? He elected to punt, and the punt only goes 13 yards. And so all of a sudden, Missouri Western's got a little bit of momentum, and we just couldn't shut them off. The defense for UNK played about as good as they could play today. Offense had some really bright spots. In a lot of ways, this is the most complete game UNK's played this year, but it just wasn't enough to get the job done.
So the Lopers take the defeat. Next up is a road matchup with Emporia State next Saturday at 2 p.m. Then we finish out the home slate with Lincoln University coming to Kearney on November 4th, a noon Saturday kickoff right here on News Channel Nebraska. Looking very much forward to that one, and maybe the Lopers can get a W on the road in the meantime. Scott, thanks for joining us. It was a competitive game, entertaining.
Very much so. It was as I said, it was a great game for the fans to watch, and it was probably the most complete game that UNK Lopers football teams played this year, really, in a lot of respects. And so, maybe they can build on that. If Emporia gets beat by Central Missouri, you never know what can happen next week. And UNK did some great stuff from time to time offensively, a lot of little wrinkles that could affect them.
And the final score, 20-17, Missouri Western. Thanks so much to Coach Held taking time in the pre and post. Our host here at UNK, led by Sports Information Director Peter Yazvac. On behalf of our crew, led by Danny Alvarado, Scott Hoffman, and Scott Miller, I'm Michael Shively. Thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your day.